I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Good afternoon, people. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. And I am your host, Manningsman. What's going on out there in football world today? Especially in Jamaica's football. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a top day. It is Friday. So a lot of people get paid today. Yes, and some people get paid already and the money done. Because by your quint, it done depending on what currency you get your pay in. If you get it in the local currency, it disappears into thin air. Yes, that's how the money work around here. If you didn't know, now you know. Yeah, but I am Manningsman. This is I Am Sure Sports, and this is our football show. We'll be talking about the JPL. And some schoolboy football and some news concerning the Jamaica Reggae Boyz and Reggae Girls. As you know, both teams have games coming up. I'll be having on a few guests with me. One is already here. His name is the man they call Brian Myton. Call him the man of steel. He's in the building and he is a cricket enthusiast. And he must be happy because the Jamaica team won their cricket game yesterday. Mr. Bulleye with a good breakthrough, although he took 2 for 57. Having lost their first game, the Jamaican team rebounded. Sir Myton, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Yeah, afternoon, Mannings. Yeah. There, man. You know that I'm currently situated in your neck of the woods.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be here for a few days.
All right. These are the kind of things that this guy does, you know. He's always on vacation. All the way down into the North Coast, staying in one of the most fancy hotels. I'm telling you, people, that money. Well, you never can tell. Let me know, man. You should come by church on Sunday, man, and come and check out what's going on, man. It won't be long. It's just an hour and a half strong.
I may very well do that for sure.
All right, you should pop in and see what's going on. But yeah, man. But hope you have a enjoyable time down here in the North Coast. Very nice. It rained this morning, so it is
Yeah,
not
man, it did. It did. That was good.
usual. Yeah, it's not as hot as usual. Yeah, man. But yeah, just give us a little bit on what is going on in the regional cricket tournament, how the teams are looking before we get into our footballing matters. Rasai, let's
Um,
love for the love, Rasai. Yeah, man. Go ahead, Brian.
yeah, man. Regional cricket, it's looking good so far. I mean, you've had some good performances. Some of the players that you would expect to hold up their hands have done so thus far. I think the most interesting game would have been the game that was played, I think, yesterday morning or the day before when Ghana defeated Trinidad. Um, I don't think a lot of persons would have expected that. I saw Shannon Gabriel bowling for Trinidad looked quite fit. Got a few wickets in the opening power play. Sonny Laran as well looked his usual self. I thought he blundered though. I think they needed 5 runs off 2 balls and he hit a ball down to long on and he didn't run. And he was batting with Akil Hussain. And then the next ball he hit to mid wicket and they didn't even and they ran 1. So that was quite strange. I think the West Indies Academy team in the competition is a good addition. I think you need a platform for the young players who, after they leave under 19 tournament, to be able to play a regional cricket. I think Cricket West Indies should look to have that team play in the 4-day competition because the 50 over is quite short. They play like 3-4 games, and then if they don't progress, that's it. And then a lot of them go back to their home territories, and they don't necessarily feature a lot. So I think they should look towards having that team in other competitions. Because, I mean, I see some of the players who played in the CPL, Naeem Young, Kurt McKenzie, Joshua James, some of them, Joshua Bishop, some of them have done fairly well so far.
The other cricket guru is here to challenge you. He want to know what you're talking about with some smiley emojis. So I figure he's saying that you don't really talk a lot of sense. So
Demo, Demo good boy. I think the standout player so far would have been Alec Athanaze from Windward Islands. He scored back-to-back hundreds. He's a former West Indies under 19 player.
Yes, any space for him in this West Indies team, given his form. And he did play well last season as well.
Yeah, man. And he had a fairly good 4-day season. Well, I don't know if there's any space for him. I mean, it depends on how they set up the team going forward. I mean, he's an opener. I think, well, he opened for Windward Islands in 50 over, but he doesn't open in red ball cricket. So I don't know if he's necessarily a quote-unquote opener because I think Jamaica uses Jermaine Blackwood to open as well, and he's not necessarily an opener, really. So it depends. But so far, I think you have seen some decent performances. Jamaica team looks like a good team, but on any given day, you don't know which team you're going to get. I think so far, Nkrumah Bonner has looked the best out of the batter as well, along with Brendan King.
44 out of how much delivery in the first game, like he's auditioning for the test team, like he's getting test match practice. He's the cause of that defeat in the first game.
Yeah, man, but but at some point you need a player who is going to be there, you know, one of the top order batsmen.
Strike rate in a 50 over game, you know that balls Nkrumah Bonner took up, man. No, man.
Yeah, his strike rate could have been better though, but I mean, it's quite interesting because I don't think he scored a boundary in that.
Exactly, 44 runs, no boundary, almost entire inning the man Batman. Come on, man.
Yeah, but the other batsmen came and attempted boundaries and gave their wickets away.
Maybe he was putting pressure on them to hit the boundaries because he wasn't hitting any.
Yeah, but they could have rotated the strike as well. But I mean, it's questionable. I think he batted better in the second game. Jermaine Blackwood at the top of the order. I tell you, I think something is really wrong with Blackwood because yesterday Blackwood was batting well, no pressure, and just advanced down the wicket. And I don't even know what he did. Brandon King has been getting some starts, but he hasn't been able to carry through as yet. So I think once he's able to bat longer, then Jamaica will score more runs. The captain did his usual thing. Started out slow and then he powered towards the end. I think thus far the Jamaica team hasn't really clicked as a batting unit.
Yeah.
I mean, as you talked about Bulai earlier, Bulai is a wrist spinner, is one of those bowlers that he'll get wicket, but you will have to expect him to go for a few. And I don't think he's at his best self at this time.
I don't think so either. I think a few seasons ago it was way better. But for the footballing people, don't worry, we soon get to the footballing stuff. So Peso, that's something that we're going to discuss as well. So don't leave. Big up Danny Dread in the building. King job. Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, Demo. Somebody have got to talk to Bonner, brother, because them we don't know where am I go with that Perchy. Demo. Somebody have got to talk to Bonner, brother. He have to leave it alone, brother. Him not go manage that. Him not go manage that. But a lot of persons have also been talking about the test team, saying that Chase should not have been selected over Cornwall and stuff. Cornwall has not been doing. He hasn't been doing bad for himself. To be honest, I was not too perturbed by it because going down to Australia, I don't even know if either of them would have any greater impact. I think they are bringing Chase because they are saying he's a better batsman. But when I looked at Cornwall's stats, Cornwall has taken 34 wickets in 9 tests, That is not necessarily a bad record to have.
So what is his batting average? Because they only bring in Chase they're not bringing Chase as a bowler.
No, Cornwall average 18 man and Chase average 26.05 or something there about. But I think they're bringing Chase more as a batsman that can bowl.
Exactly.
So I don't think
Cornwall has.
Yeah, they would carry Cornwall as a bowler who can bat.
I don't think they see him as a test batsman.
No.
I think they should have brought him to the T20 World Cup.
That's arguable. Also, I think Jaden Seals has signed a contract with a county club in England. He's going to play county cricket for 3 months of the new county season. So I think he'll be able to play the entire 4-day season and a few 50-over games, I think. I think that's a good thing for him. I mean, 22-year-old or 21-year-old going to England, I think that's a very good thing for him. But yeah, that's it. That's
Demo Cornwall says they're not bringing Chase as no batsman. Chase must bat at 9. When so make 1 run, kiss me teeth.
He make 56 yesterday.
I guess he's talking the West Indies, and then he says Bulla is a run stroke.
In a recent times, so true, Demo. In a recent times, I think when Bulla was a much better bowler, he wasn't playing for Jamaica.
That was when he was at early in his time at JDF, playing for JDF.
That's even before he went to JDF. That's when he was playing for Kensington.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he and Cottrell were part of the same JDF team that Cottrell got called for the West Indies from,
Yeah, man, he was, yeah.
Because that JDF team did very well in, I think Wayne something was on that team. What's the name of that batsman?
Wayne.
Some Wayne name he has.
Wayne Cuff?
Wasn't it Wayne Cuff?
I think he was the coach, though. I don't think he was
a coach or something.
He was the coach, man. He was the coach at Ulmers as well. But I think, but also, JDF has really done well each time they play local cricket, though, because I think they were in the final of the recent T20 thing. They have done pretty well each time they play.
Okay. All right. We that listen, people, remember it is Super Friday as well. So when you come on to the stream, do a couple of things for us. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the link. All right. And when you have done that, please also ensure that you support the channel by giving a super sticker or a super chat. We only do it on Friday when we ask our loyal subscribers and viewers to make a simple gift to the channel to keep the channel going by giving a super chat or a super sticker. All right. So it's very easy to do. Go ahead and do that. All right. If you so desire. Well, we had the JPL over last weekend. All right. Maybe we should, the JPL over last weekend. I want to get your thoughts. I know, as usual, Mr. Speed and Mr. Christie should be coming on to give their whole take on it. Some of the results from the last round of games saw Tivoli defeating Chapelton Maroons by 3-0. Mobile United 1, Waterhouse 0, Mullins 3, Humble Lion 0, Cavalier
2
3,
Humble Lion, 2 Mullins.
2.
I make Fresh God get crazy, you know, man.
2. Veer lost to Cavalier 3-0. Dumbeholden defeated Falkland by 2-0. And the game between Mount Pleasant and Arnett Gardens and the Portmore versus Harborview game.
No, man, so it would have.
Huh?
So Mullins, it would have been Mount Pleasant versus Harborview.
Yeah.
And
Mount Pleasant
versus Arnett. Those are postponed.
Those games were postponed because of the weather. That actually turned out to be a sham in terms of the weather, because given what we saw, the games could have been played. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that whole round of game?
So the postponed games, I mean, prevention is always better than cure. I think they did the right thing in terms of to not play the games, given what was being reported. I think Mount Pleasant has another postponement this weekend as well.
Yes.
But I mean, Veer Cavalier won by 3-0. I would say that's a result that I would have expected. I pointed it out to you earlier last week that I think this Veer team might take a little bit of time to get going, because I think the fact that the coach is coaching a Manning Cup team that is progressing nicely in the competition at this time may affect the team somewhat. I also thought that Cavalier, though they lost to Arnett Gardens, they look really good as a team, and they have a lot of young players. And on their day when they get going, they can be very difficult to curtail or to stop from scoring goals and stuff. So I thought that was a result which was you can say expected, maybe not the scoreline, but I was expecting Cavalier to come away with a win there. The next game was Mullins versus Humble Lion. What I told you,
very good game. That was one of those TV games. Very good game.
Yes, it was. What I told you, that Mullins will always score. Their problem is preventing other teams from scoring against them. So when on any given day, when you get 3 goals, it is almost certain that you will come away from the game with a point. I mean, there are some times when you won't, but generally, if you score 3 goals, you usually come away from the game with a point or 3. I thought the game was even for some points, for some parts. I think Humble Lion made 2 defensive errors, which Mullins punished them for. I think the third goal was a miscontrol by Afiba Chambers.
Yeah, the captain.
And I think he was the one that gave up the penalty as well. In the first half. So I thought Mullins capitalized on those. I think one of the weakest areas of the Mullins team is their ability to handle crosses. And I think that was made to show again in the game against Humble Lion. I watched the game, and I must say the Humble Lion team looks a lot fitter than they were last season.
Yeah. They are probably the oldest team in the league.
But they look a lot fitter. They really look a lot fitter.
So kudos to them, because a lot of the players have lost weight.
Yeah, man, they really look a fitter team.
But I'm still concerned about their age, though. I just think that.
Yeah, so as you see the progress, I think it may take a toll on them, because they will take longer to recover, and they may not be able to be at optimum pace right throughout.
And moments of inactivity also affect older persons. Meaning
because the league is going to break for a month.
There you go.
I mean, they have an experienced coach in the Premier League, so you should know how to keep them active throughout that break. So I watched the game, and I'm normally always impressed by Xavier and Virgo. He's not going up and down the flanks as he would use in his younger days, but he can really, really cross the football. I think Humble Lion, if they had a more clinical goal scorer, they probably could have come away from the game with something. I think they created enough chance where they probably could have got another goal. But I don't think Russian Sharp has found the goal as yet.
Yeah, I don't know that Russian Sharp is a prolific goal scorer though. I mean, he has always struggled to goal for goals. From Reno, Utrecht, Portmore, all the places that he have gone, he has never been a prolific goal scorer. He can score, but I don't know how prolific he is as a goal scorer.
Yes, so I think that's the problem they're having. And they also have Clennon, who does a lot of work, works hard and stuff, but he's not necessarily a prolific goal scorer, especially in recent times, since he has come back into the league. I was a bit surprised that they had a change in the goalkeeper. I thought the first game, I thought that the young keeper there did a pretty good job. I was quite surprised that he was not in between the sticks in this game.
One of those keepers are formerly of Molines.
No, none of them. No, man. No.
Yeah?
No, man. So, Mikhail Harris keeps a humble line, but his brother keeps up Molines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think, and I mean, Molines scored a very good free kick there from Tyreek Wilson.
Yeah, very good goal.
He's a player with a lot of quality.
And the header by Clennon was very good. Very good delivery by
Virgo, yeah, man.
Very good header by Andre Clennon, which is one of the strong points of his game. He's normally able to do that, win a lot of headers.
So it was a good game. I think it's a game that the fans would have really enjoyed. 5 goals. So it was a good game. It was good for Coach Alex Thomas to get his first win of the new Premier League season as well. So
I see here that Prince Daniel wasn't at the game. That's why he didn't keep.
Oh, okay.
That's a keeper who kept in the last game for.
So that's it for that game. I think that game was a good game for the fans. I watched the other game with Tivoli Gardens and
Chapatan Maroons. Yeah.
I think Tivoli Gardens played really well in the first half. That midfielder there, Tevin Garnett, formerly of Boys Town. Yeah, he had a very good game in the middle of the park. He was able to pick the passes very well. Somehow this Chapatan Maroons team just looks out of sorts. They just look completely out of sorts. They don't look anything like a team that is normally coached by Leonard Hyde. They just look. You can see that they have some players who are quality players. Because I think the striker, Rohan Brown, I think his name is, or Rohan Brown.
The one who scored? The one with the thing around his head, that little slim one?
No, man, for Chapatan Maroons, he didn't score.
Oh, Chapatan Maroons, yeah. Brown is a player from Stets, yeah. Sorry, Chapatan Maroons, yes. Formerly of Stets.
Yeah, man. He was a fairly efficient player at the schoolboy level.
He misses too many goals, though, at this level.
Yeah, he missed a lot of chances.
Even in the first game, he missed a few what I call gilt edge opportunities to probably get his team into the game by scoring, you know? Yeah,
but Tivoli looked good. I mean, the Tivoli players, they were moving the ball well. I think the wide players.
I'm going to play the interview that we have from Jeremy and Johnson, who is part of the coaching staff down there at Tivoli, and then we're going to come back for you to finish up.
The question, money isn't because I see them having listed as the head coach.
Yeah, but isn't there a Brazilian there as well?
That's what I heard, but I'm seeing him being listed as the head coach. But they can proceed.
But let's go. So we're going to hear from Jeremy and Johnson of Tivoli Gardens.
Albeit a newcomer to the Premier League, but you still have to get the job done on the field of play.
I'm really pleased that we get the goals. We just need to just keep consistent and just keep going out every day and try to do the right thing and follow the rules and be disciplined.
And regarding 4 points from 2 games, this looks like the season for a strong performance from the Tivoli unit.
Yeah, we try to go strong every day, even in training, but we're just taking it a step at a time and try to get it right each day. So we're not rushing anything right now.
And the unit are pretty balanced. One, tell us about the makeup.
Yeah, I think for me, for the longest, I think this is one of the best units that we have in the team. So we just need to just keep it right and just keep everyone focused and happy.
How important was it to get a win today, having dropped 2 points in match day 1?
To be honest, it was very important, but there wasn't no worries. We just have to do what the coaches want the team to do, and just go out there and just try to execute.
And this is a season where there'll be relegation, promotion, and obviously Tivoli won't want to find themselves caught up in that kind of scenario.
Yeah, we can't chase. We have to just keep it the right way, as I said, keep discipline, play with the right attitude, and just listen what the coaches say.
Can you name 2 objectives that you want to achieve for this season?
To be honest, first of all, you think about the playoff. That's the first thing you think about. Then you think about the semi-final. But as I said, we'll take it a step at a time and just try it every day in training. Try to get it right. Try to get the unit happy as well. And just try to go from there.
And the coaching staff pretty new one with some mixture. Tell us about that.
We're not new. We're still the same.
Okay, good.
Still the same. We just try to keep it compact with Tivoli past players. We have addition with Coach Blake. He was there from I was playing, so everything is pretty normal.
And you might add a new addition to the head of the unit soon.
Soon?
Or is added already?
That's not for me to answer, to be honest.
All right.
Big up, Jared. Soon? That's not for me to answer, boy. Yeah, so that is the Tivoli Gardens coach for that game.
My name is Admiral still the TD.
Hold on, let me just say this. Duckland, it's drizzling outside. You don't have to say outside because you love to correct people, you know. You can only drizzle outside. If it is drizzling and you're in an inside place, you're still outside because there's no roof. All right, boss? That's how we keep up your comment. It's drizzling, right? If it's drizzling, we know where it's at. Because you can't drizzle inside. Sir Duckland, big up yourself. Go ahead.
Good one, buddies. I'm saying, is Admiral still the TD at Tivoli?
Well, we haven't seen him there. Let's put it that way. We haven't seen him there this season. I know even last season he was working on some entertainment stuff. I don't know if he has segued into that, you know. But let's see. I can't give a definitive answer on that, but I know
that's not for you to answer.
Yeah, that's not. Don't ask me that.
Okay, all right, cool.
All right. I also have an interview from the scorer for the Tivoli team as well. So let's fairly new player. I can't remember seeing him as one of the regulars in the league, and it's always good when you have what you call these don't want to say breakout players, but these newer players. His name is I think Siobhan McCain. He is Tivoli man. So we're gonna play his interview. Are you aware of this player? Did you know him before?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tivoli always have a way of bringing through some players.
But I knew of Diego McKenzie and some of the others.
Oh, what about?
Well, I would have seen him before, but because he's not new to Tivoli. No. I think I would have seen him before, but I wasn't quite familiar with his name and stuff.
But I've
seen him before.
What about Odin Pennycook?
No, man, I knew Pennycook through the Premier League. No, I didn't know him outside of being playing for Tivoli.
Okay, so outside of playing for Tivoli is where you signed first.
Correct.
Okay, because I don't even know what school he played for. Somebody's saying JC. I don't know.
Sure Sports here with Siobhan McCain. A wonderful performance by you. Mad match. Sum up your game for I Am Sure Sports, please.
Well, my game was a little bit off today, even though everyone said I played well. But I think my game was a little bit off, but we got the job done though.
How many goals you scored today?
I didn't score any goals, but I assist.
Assist?
Yeah.
So what's the plan going forward? How many goals do you want to score? Do you want any more man of the match?
Yeah, many more to come.
So tell us about the game plan the coach instructed the team, and you as a part of the puzzle. What was your plan coming to this game?
Well, the instruction that I was given was that I should just get the ball and just play as normal as I would play and just do my magic.
Anybody you want to big up?
Well, I want to big up my team, for helping me out to get this man of the match. Yeah. And all the supporters that was cheering for Tivoli Gardens.
Thank you very much and continue doing a good work.
Thank you.
All right, so that's a Tivoli man, Trevane. McCain is his name. It's always good when you have these players coming through and you understand me, breaking through the system. So they defeated Chapeltown by 3-0. All right.
Yeah, but me see, Fresh gotta say, Chapeltown gonna look out of sort until January. So I'm assuming he's saying that in January they will be able to bring back the players who are playing schoolboy football.
I think if they are in Jamaica, they are going to play for Chapeltown.
No, but I'm saying if a player is playing schoolboy football, to come in a Premier League team, well, unless it's probably his last year and he's going to sign a contract, because if they are still in school or going back to school, then they would play as an amateur. You cannot have more than 5 amateurs on a match day squad.
I think Mr. Speed made that point. On a previous show as well. Yeah.
So it will be interesting, but I would love to see them though. I think players like Devante Adjis and Malachi Douglas and those players, I'd love to see them.
I don't know if Marquise Reed is going to play though, because I feel like Marquise Reed father probably going to move him overseas to play. So I'm not sure that.
There's this player at Clarendon College too, Christopher Hall. He plays for Chapeltown Marines as well.
Yeah, like I don't know. I would think so, but I don't remember seeing him in the game that I watched them in the tier 2. So
they might have some players from Edinburgh as well.
Maybe, or from other schools. They probably can get other players from even Veer and Garvey, must say, depending.
Yeah, because there are a lot of schools in Clarendon.
Central is also in that area as well, in Clarendon. Yeah.
Where is Irwin? Irwin is in that area as well?
Irwin is in Montego Bay in St. James.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we also saw Mobile United 1, Waterhouse 0. We didn't get to see that game. I think Pesa probably is the man who watched that game. But I always tell people, Mobile.
Yeah, but I expected Mobile to win that game. I did say that I thought they would have won that game as well.
Yeah. And then Dumbehold then rebounded. Second defeat for Falkland. They were defeated 2-0. Is this an indication that Falkland could be in some problems?
I mean, it's early season in the mornings. I mean, 2 games have been played. I mean, having just come into the Premier League, sometimes it may take a little bit of time for them to adjust and to find their footing. I mean, they would have come off a decent showing against Mount Pleasant, which is the Galacticos of the teams in the Premier League. I mean, they would have been able to hold them out for about 70 minutes thereabout, give or take. I heard that Mount Pleasant were woeful in front of goal in that game. But I mean, when you get a performance like that against a quality team, it shows that you have some quality or the ability to do well. So I mean, going forward, maybe in the rounds to come, once the players get more accustomed to the Premier League and the league will break, which probably will give them some more time to get the players up to a particular standard, and then in January you'll have an opportunity to to bring in players. I think go
ahead. Just give me 1 sec.
Yeah, man. So I don't think it's any real cause for concern at this time. I mean, 2 games, you lose 2 games, you are a bit jittery. But I mean, going forward, I think once the coaching staff and the club is able to sort out certain things, then they'll be able to put some results on the table. So that's me on that. Let me see if there are any comments that I can respond to. Fresh God, I said most of them will play, but yeah, Fresh, but I'm saying you can't have more than 5 amateurs. So unless you're saying that some of them are not going to be going back to school and they are going to sign as professional players, then I don't really get the logic. But you say Christopher Hall plays for, yeah, man. Okay, so that's good. Hall plays for them. So I understand what you're saying, Fresh God, but what I'm also saying is that unless you're saying that they are not going to go back to school after, because these boys will not go to school or not play schoolboy football. So them can't sign a professional contract. And maybe there are some of them who probably might want to go to college overseas or stuff. So That's what I'm saying. I think if they are playing, for the most part, all things based on what I just said, they would play as amateurs. And I'm saying they can't have more than 5 in an entire match day squad. So
All right.
that's the thing.
All right. So we also have some very interesting fixtures coming up in round 3. We also have a very interesting scenario that has come up. Now, Trevante Stewart, Alwyn Harvey, Demario Phillips, Jamai Topi, and one other player from Mount Pleasant. Because there are 5 of them. So yeah, Alwyn Harvey.
No, man, it's 4 of them.
No, it's 5 players. Let me just check my list. I think it's 5.
It's 4, man. Harvey, Stewart, Phillips, and Topi. There's no one else.
Alwyn Harvey, Demario Phillips, Jamai Topi, Travante Stewart.
That's
Okay.
4.
4. I don't know if there's some late call up or something, but they have asked for their game to be postponed this weekend.
It is their right.
So once you lose, what amount of players? So if I lose 1 player to the national team, I can put off my game?
4, if you have 4 players.
So once you have 4 players called to a national team, you can always
put
off
for
a
a
game.
postponement. You can ask for a postponement.
All right. So some persons are very, I think Peso stated earlier, and he seemed to be concerned with the idea of a squad of 30 putting off a game for 4. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the club may argue that these are 4 starters and they are the 4 best players who would give them the best opportunity to win Premier League games. I mean, I understand the club's perspective.
It's the second game of the season, right? Your second game. I don't think win, lose, or draw, this is going to affect things at the end of the season.
Yeah, but Manins, you can draw a game, miss first round by 2 points, miss top 6 by 2 points. And the club could argue that if they had their full strength team, they would have been able to win that game. So I understand both sides of the story. I understand the club's perspective in that they want to always feel their best team. I understand the fans' perspective in that they want to watch football. I think, personally though, I think it would have been an opportunity for the club to expose more players. And given how the Mount Pleasant team is structured, I really don't think that.
So let's look at the players that
they are at a complete disadvantage.
They brought in, I'm just being objective, right? So they brought in Dyer and they had Richie. All right, so that's a center back.
So they have a nurse, they have center back.
They have a center back pairing, all right? Alwyn Harvey didn't start because they have Rankin. They also have Kevin Isaacs.
And they have Duxley who didn't play.
They have Duxley who can play the center back or CDM. All right. Trevante Stewart, they have Andre Fletcher, they have Kesson Hall that they re-signed up front. And Devonte Campbell didn't even make the squad the last game. They have Jebison
and they have Fabiki Farkison.
Fabiki Farkison is also there. All right. So when you look at the players that they are losing, they
could feel a strong enough Premier League team.
That is the point some people are making. That isn't
it is a good point to make. It is a good point to make.
Right. But I guess they can say they are just going by what the rules of the competition outlines and allow them to do. But I just think the game, having not played a game last weekend, it would be important because what you're going to find is that the league could now put the games close, which would work to your disadvantage.
What do you mean put them close?
Meaning that you could end up playing a game to a makeup game. You have a game on this Wednesday, a game on the Sunday, and a game on the Wednesday again. When other teams are resting, just to make up, because they would have missed 2 games now. Because they are the only team who would be missing 2 games.
Yeah, they would miss 2. But I think there are provisions in the league to to facilitate those, which may not necessarily come down to what you are saying.
Yes. Sports on the Ball is saying that the other 30 players, big up M10 football, bless up every time, man. He's saying that
Bless up M10.
yeah. The other players that make up the 30-man squad are not good enough. But the players that are called are players that they bought.
Good enough is relative still, but I'm saying.
But they bought them.
Why would they would have
they just buy Farquharson, they just bought Duxley, they just bought Dyer. They bought
and they just re-signed Hall.
They re-signed Hall, who they had released. They just bought Jebison as well.
Yeah.
So if you're not good enough, why did you buy them?
But I think I think the kind of unfortunate thing in a way is that maybe because because I saw someone looking at the thing last night and saying that, I think it was Ryan saying that Mount Pleasant have a lot of players in the team, but because he's saying they had 4, but the thing is, Mario Phillips was not selected because of his performance at Mount Pleasant. He was actually at Dunbuilding at the time.
Yeah, which is what people need to understand. Same thing with Topi. I don't think Topi is selected because of his form at Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, so people need to look at
sometimes
that.
when the people talk, and that's what I said to them. I mean, when people talk, the players get selected. A lot of them. Topi has been around the national team way before Mount Pleasant. And I don't even think somebody could look and say, yo, look at his form at Mount Pleasant. I think it was more the Mexico game because he did play well in the Mexico versus Jamaica game.
Yeah.
And that's the last time he represented Jamaica. Demario Phillips got called at Dunbeholden and played well there. He has only played 1 game for Mount Pleasant. It couldn't be based on what he did at Mount Pleasant why he's called.
Yeah, and he was good for Portmore United as well when he was there.
Yeah. So sometimes when you look at you have to look at this thing objectively. But like we were having a discussion yesterday before we get into some of the fixtures for this weekend. We're looking at even the squad, the Reggae Boyz squad, and I did ask the people who they'd want, and people are listing names and names of people. But what makes any of those players warrant their place? I hear that, like Unseen, for example, I can't call him because he's my friend. He was saying that Trevante Stewart should not be in the team. And so I'm asking, who is a forward? Who is a forward who has played more games and produced the kind of stat that Trevante Stewart, given that all the other players seem to be unavailable?
Man, for me, the only change I would make to that squad, really and truly, off the top of my head, would have been, I really think that Kyle Ming has done enough to deserve an opportunity. But I guess maybe it's not his time now. But I think, based on his consistency in the league, I think he has done enough to deserve a call up to one of these friendly games. When you have all the other players, it might be difficult for him. But I think in a game where most of the regular players or regular invitees aren't available, it's not a FIFA window. Unless he's injured, I think he has done enough to get an opportunity. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, but all right. So I suspect he's being called to, he would be play right back, right? And there's Ricardo Thomas and Howell.
No, Ricardo Thomas is the left back. That's the thing.
Yeah, but Cameron Lawrence is in the team.
Yeah, but they say Lawrence has not confirmed.
Well, say he confirms. Well, and so they're going to add somebody else.
Yeah, but I'm saying I would have given Ming an opportunity over Howell.
Okay.
If it comes down to that. So
somebody's asking who I'm to Staple, who is at Harborview. But Alex is saying that isn't he a better farm in the league? Or the best right back in the league? I always tell people the thing I have with Staple is that Staple is very good going forward.
But not
he's a liability defensively. And listen, I can tell you this. One thing I know is that with this coach, if you're a defender, he expects you to be very good defensively. He don't want defenders who are excellent at squaring the ball and going forward and can't play man and man. So,
question, Manning, before you go on, talking about defenders and right back. I heard that the Mount Pleasant Academy right back is now at a certain college locally.
Mount Pleasant right back. Javon Mills played for Yarcastle. I don't know which are the right back now.
I heard that Tyreek is back at Jamaica College.
Yeah, maybe he's finishing up school. I don't know.
You have not heard about that?
Yeah?
You didn't hear about that?
Last thing I heard is that he was on Instagram. So he's back there. He's back there to play.
Based on that is my understanding.
That's interesting.
But is he playing at Mount Pleasant? Because I didn't see him.
He's not at Mount Pleasant as far as I know.
He's not at the club?
As far as I know, I have not seen him there all preseason. So if he is there, it would be, yeah.
He's injured? He's not injured?
I don't have a clue.
Okay.
Because I thought he was getting contract overseas. That's what his handler was saying. That was my understanding, that he was going to Belgium. There was a massive contract that he was going to sign. One of the biggest contracts by a Jamaican. So it is very surprising that he's here. What I can tell people is that don't listen to the noise. Live humble. Walk humble. Until you get there, don't say that you are there, because you might never reach there. Keep on being humble. Keep on learning. Because there are others that are greater than us that still have not gotten there. So we must be very careful of that. I think sometimes we overpromise and underdeliver. And people sell us false hope and disconnect us from people who can help us. I say that to the young players. Don't listen to the noise. Find people who are credible, people who have done it. Anytime somebody says, listen, all right, let me handle your thing, ask them, let me see the players that you have moved. And if they can't show you 5 players that have signed proper contracts, then why should you put your career in their hand?
Yeah.
Especially
but I think he has a fairly good handler. Agent.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I don't know how he have an agent, because I hear that he's an amateur player.
I don't know. But we're going to check and see if he's at JC. Let's see if we can get some confirmation on that. So that means he could be playing Manning Cup. That would be a shame. That a man who play for the national team is playing schoolboy football.
Haven't you seen Stranger Things? Welcome to Iron Man.
Yeah, that's a very strange one. Yeah, that's it. Strange.
But I mean, I'm really looking forward to January, because there are a lot of young players in the Manning Cup and Dakota Cup who I'm really looking forward to see them play in the Premier League. And I hope that they get to play for some clubs that will give them some playing time. I mean, there's this player at Campion College. His name is Kai Myers.
Myers. I don't think he's ready, man. He's 14 years old.
Yeah, man, but I mean, which
team is going to play him? I don't listen.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he must go there and go be a starting player. I'm saying it will be good. I'm saying it would be good for him to be in a Premier League setup. I mean, if he's even to be training with bigger men and honing his craft, and if the opportunity presents itself, him get a few minutes or get named in a match day squad, I don't think that would be a bad thing for.
What I'm saying, I kind of have this. I could be wrong, but my thing with Campion, a 14-year-old Campion child, is not going to play in JPL.
I understand why you be saying that, but
I just think like parents of a child like that at Campion College. Like, how many Campion College players really play in our local league?
Yeah, but his coach is at a club. The coach of Campion is at a club.
I know, but I just think it's more the parental influence.
But is it who does Matthew Ellis play for in Campion?
Matthew Ellis?
Yeah.
No, Charlie Mount.
Oh, Charlie, man. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but you know, I mean, if football is the part that he is desirous of venturing down, I don't think it would be a bad thing for him to be exposed to that level. I don't expect him to. I don't expect him to go to a Premier League team and be a starting player and stuff, but just to be in the environment and play against bigger persons and stuff.
Sometimes I still see some tackles in the league that is not healthy for 13 and 14-year-olds, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, but I think those tackles are becoming less though. To be honest, yeah, man, I think
they are, but there's still a level of aggression. Listen, let me tell you this. There's still a thing about, I can talk to Jamaica's football. I don't know. I've not played in the leagues all over the world, and I suffered because of this. People wanted to break my leg every time I play football, because as far as they're concerned, no local man is supposed to beat them. No local man is supposed to score upon them. And there's an intention to
hurt the players rather than to win the ball.
Once you're skillful in Jamaica, the priority of most teams is to mash you up. I don't think that has died out.
But I think it's less prevalent though.
You're thinking some of these players are converted. I don't want to call their names, but I don't think they are converted. It's just that less of those players are playing in the league, so you don't see it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying they are converted. I think the referees generally has done a better job at protecting players now than they have in the past. I'm not saying that they don't still get it wrong at times, but in terms of protecting the players, I think they have done a better job generally now than they would have done in the past.
Yeah, I see Omar Fowling saying that management, the game is postponed. You're talking about what game? The Mount Pleasant game. If that is the game you're talking, we know that, and that's why we discuss it. Or is it the Jamaica game you're talking? Because that I don't have any confirmation on. Yeah. How many are signing, Brian? See M10 football asking how many players you're signing.
Are you my ask? Are you run club?
No, you must ask. You must ask.
If no, you run club, brother. Run a club.
All right. This isn't the same thing, but look at how the Dumberholen did Russia and Sharp in the first game of the season. And then Fresh Garden says, Kyle Ming, I hope he stays away from JPL. Let him develop. JPL clubs that non-produce talent. I think that is saying. Then Fresh God says, and look how they did Pennycook too. I think Pennycook is a former JC player, not the Pennycook from Tivoli.
Okay. That Pennycook is playing for Umberland?
I think that's what Fresh God is saying. Or is it for Chapelton? I don't even know. Which team Fresh God? When they are skillful and small like you and I, man, they try to hurt us and not get in the ball. Exactly. I don't know, Brian. That has not changed. I'm telling you, brother.
Rudy, you are implying that man is skillful?
No, man, they're your testimonial, man. They skill like Bill.
Yeah, man, I'm not disagreeing to say that there are a lot of players who really need to just stop in the league, because they just have a willingness to try and hurt players. Man. I know that those players are there, but I'm just saying I think you have less of them now than you had in the past.
Yeah. He plays at Chapelton Maroon, says Fresh God. All right, people, remember, again, it is Super Friday, so please make a hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, make a super chat, super sticker, and support I Am Sure Sports. All right. So let's look at the fixtures now, Brian. And listen, Schoolboy games are on. We're going Fresh God going to keep us up to date so we can give you some score lines. So there is Chapelton versus Cavaliers. Good game, young players.
No, man, that's not the first game. The first game is Mullines Mobile.
Oh, yeah. Mullines Mobile. Where is it being played?
Stadium East.
One thing, the man know everything about Mullines,
No, but I'm telling you that if you look back on the JPL thing, they update the thing.
Okay. So Mullines versus Mobile. What are your thoughts on this game? One thing I know is that 3 goals not scored on Mobile.
Definitely.
Not with Donovan Duke as a coach.
No. So I think that game is going to be a real test of the goal scoring attributes of Mullins. Like I said, I think they would have scored in all games preseason coming to the start of the Premier League. But I don't think they would have played against a team who is so well coached defensively. So I think it's going to be a true test for Coach Thomas and his coaching staff and the players. For the Mobe team, I think to be honest, I think this game is either going to end in a draw or end 2-1 in favor of somebody. I'm hoping it's Mullins.
What kind of thing that you can't make them the prediction there? Draw or 2 in favor of somebody. What kind of prediction is that, people? What is man? You can't do them.
All right. So to be honest, I am picking the game to end 1-1.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's going to be that easy based on what I've seen and based on what I know of Donovan Duke and his teams, and based on the fact that Mobe would have gotten some talent and stuff. I don't see them giving up 2 goals. But at the same time, I don't necessarily see them scoring more than a goal as well. Because though they have been able to keep out teams, they are not necessarily just necessarily a high scoring team either. I know Alan Atty is there. I don't know if Alric Atty is back from injury. But I know that both of them are.
Also, Rodave Murray.
Yeah, but Murray has not necessarily set the Premier League alight. He's always more injured than played.
Okay.
So that's that.
Yeah.
There's a former Mullins player who is playing at Mobe now. So that should be interesting. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think the game will end 1-1.
You know, I'm going to give Humble Lion a 1-0 victory.
Humble Lion is not playing boss.
Sorry,
Mobe
not Humble.
and Mullins.
I'm giving Mobe a 1-0 victory over Mullins.
Okay.
I don't know. I just have a feeling like Mobe can eke out a goal, but they're going to defend very well. I think in a tight game, it's harder for Mullins to score, and it's easier for them to give up a goal.
Okay, fair enough.
So based on that. But if it's a high-scoring game, definitely Mullins winning. If more than 2 goals are scored in this game, Mullins winning the game.
Fair enough.
You know, KY asking, Man of Steel, have you watched the Captain's FIFA documentary?
No, I haven't. I've heard about it though, but I haven't watched it. But I will.
Yeah. TikTok says if JA refs were up to date on how other places develop and protect the youth, we'll be better off, and the 16 and 17 years old would start playing JPL earlier with the less fear of getting hurt. Yeah, good point.
Well done, TikTok.
Yeah. Michael Sadler says VAR and good ref will punish those players. Ethan Pinnock is an example of a good defender. Well,
yeah, but we don't have VAR.
We don't have VAR.
I don't think we'll have VAR for a very long time.
Yeah, noble idea, but there's no VAR. And listen, I will say this. I don't think this is just limited to Jamaica because players get hurt in the EPL. There are some.
But question, let me find out this. Oh, well, because I was going to say no, why they couldn't have VAR, but I guess.
Yeah, because it can't be at all the venues.
Yeah.
So you'd have a problem. All the venues can facilitate it. So that would be your problem. Like, you know, it would be inconsistent that it only is used for certain games to get all the camera angles and all of those things. So that's part of the issue I understand that they have with implementing the VAR. What I think they can get is goal line technology, which is easier.
Man, them can use the VAR, man.
No, man, only
games Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, brother. Double header.
All the games are going to be played at Stadium East. Because Stadium East, I think, is the only place, a national stadium, and the Stadium East are the only 2 places. I'm not sure if Catherine Hall even can do it.
Oh, so they have to have the cameras built in and stuff?
No, it is just what they call the pinions. I think they call them some tall things that the cameras go on to get the proper coverage. Only the stadium, I understand, have those things.
Okay.
And I think Stadium East as well.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. And Catherine Hall may be in it. Yeah. All right. So so that's the we looked at the Mobier Mullines. Let's look at
Cavalier Chapperton.
Yeah, Cavaliers versus Chapperton. Two young teams, but Cavaliers having more experience. They will be without Busy and King. Does that affect them? And isn't Ming red carded, so he's out for this game, or he missed a game already?
No, he missed his game already, so I think he'll be back pending the hearing, because I don't think they would have had any hearing as yet. But
okay.
So Cavalier Chapperton. I am expecting Cavalier to come away with a victory here. I'm picking Cavalier to win by 2-0. Chapperton Maroon team are just look really out of sort. They don't, like I said before, they don't look anything like a team that has been coached by the teacher. In fact, it may be another member of staff that is coaching the team and not the teacher. Maybe it's a
assistant.
Yeah, it don't look at it. No, to be honest, it don't look at it like a team that is coached by Leonard at all. And I saw him on the bench in the last game, and he didn't even look the least bit perturbed about what was taking place. I think most of the instructions were coming from our real girl, Tashana Vincent. I think she's the assistant. But I mean, I'm expecting Cavalier to win by 2-0. But the truth though is, you know, sometimes they have a team who's just losing and they find the form or find a way to eke out a victory. But I don't think that's going to come this weekend against Cavalier. Chapperton Maroon team, they struggled against Tivoli to even get the ball out of their half. They were just slow in transition. The defenders backed off and gave Tivoli attackers a lot of space to move the ball in and around the 18-yard box. Their goalkeeper he gave up not a very soft goal, but you would expect him to save that first goal that was scored by the Tivoli attacker. The ball went right under his arm. There doesn't seem to be a lot of communication between the defenders and the goalkeeper. They just look out of sort, to be honest. And I think against a Cavalier team, it's not a team you want to go up against when you're having these kind of problems. So I'm expecting Cavalier to win this game by 2-0. I'm not expecting Chapperton to score because they have to get a lot of chances before they seem to be able to probably try to score a goal. And I don't think Cavalier team will give them a lot of chances in this game. I know Cavalier will be missing King.
And I think Kingston has been one of the most potent. He's part of the AAA at Kingston, Anderson, and Ainsworth.
Yeah, but they will still have Ainsworth and Anderson. And I think Colin Anderson will be a handful for this Chapperton Maroons backline. Okay,
and you don't think Richard King absence in the backline will affect them defensively?
It will because King is such a calming force within the defense and a leader there. But I think Ming will be back. So I think between Ming and probably Gadiel Irvin and Leng, I think they should be okay to play against this Chapperton Maroons. Okay. Maybe if they were playing another opposition, then they could have been cause for concern somewhat.
All right. Which other game now? We have
you have a double at Arnett as well at the same time. There's one at Stadium East.
Right. Dumbehold and Harborview.
All right. So Dumbehold and Harborview.
Clash of the finals last year.
Yeah, should be an interesting game. I don't think Dumbehold is losing any players to the national team. Harborview will be losing Colorado Murray. But I think they have Nicholas Hamilton, who has been probably one of their better players this season. And they will have Amal Knight, who wasn't invited, so they should be good in that department. I think Dumby Ole would have come off a victory last game against Falkland.
Yeah, man, Dumby Hole and losing Ricardo Thomas.
Yeah, they losing Ricardo Thomas, but I mean, they traveled to Falkland and they were able to come out with 2 goals and a clean sheet. So both teams are losing 1 player. So I think it's kind of even out in that sense. I think I think they would have Bembo, because Bembo was in the last game.
Yes.
And so I think.
And Peter McGregor.
Yeah, Peter McGregor will be out.
Yeah.
Yes, McGregor will be out. So I am picking Harborview to win this game by 2-1.
Yeah.
I think Dumby Hole
they have the farmer. Is it Stephen
Barnett from Tivoli?
Yeah.
But he hasn't looked the same player he was at Tivoli last season. I don't know if it's a system or what at Dumby Hole, or probably he hasn't gotten used to playing with the new teammates as yet. But he hasn't looked. He hasn't. Based on what I've heard, he hasn't looked the same player he was. But he's a quite speedy player, though, you know. But
yes.
I think Harborview will be able to come away with a 2-1 victory.
All right. Harborview 2, Dumby Hole 1. How did Harborview look? I don't know. This is a very hard game to call.
Yeah, because they probably don't want to use Harborview versus Chapperton Maroons as a.
Yeah. No Trayvon Reed. No Colorado Murray. I'm going to go with Harborview because I think they have the better midfield and they have the core of their defense and goalkeeper. So I'm going 2-1 Harborview as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the next game is Arnett versus
Waterhouse. And that is the El Clasico, Boom El Clasico rematch.
Should be an interesting game.
This is when it really matters.
Yeah, should be a very interesting game. Neither clubs are losing players to the national team. So our clubs should no. Oh, Waterhouse is losing Kemar Foster.
Yeah.
I think that is going to be a big loss for them.
What about Nash?
Nash is still injured.
Really?
Yeah, man. He did a surgery. And I think the keeper that's going to keep is a player called Michael Panton or Phantom or something. He used to be at Veer.
Okay. Yeah, and what about the what they call Brett Buck?
No, man, he's at Portmore.
Okay.
He's keeping for Portmore in the Premier League now.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be a big loss for Waterhouse. And Arnett Gardens, having coming off a win against Cavalier, would fancy their chances, especially in the jungle. But when these two teams play, you can always expect a very good game of football, regardless of the players that turn out on the pitch because of the rivalry that exists. But I think the loss of Kemar Foster is going to be a very, very, very tough loss for Waterhouse. I mean, they will have a lot of their other players. I think they are short staff at this moment because they're having to use Bins in a left back position, who used to play left back before, but in recent times they would have used him as probably a central defender or a
because
defensive midfielder.
They gave up 2 of their left backs.
I don't know about the give up part, but
they sold 2 of their centre backs and they have not replaced them. Maybe they have somebody coming out of the Schoolboy Football League.
Yeah, that's possible. Sorry. So I am expecting Arnett Gardens to come away by 2-1 down in the jungle.
All right. Waterhouse, I'm going draw. Because the El Clasico was really a drawn game. That went to penalties. So I'm going draw game, 1-1 again.
Okay.
And then we have Portmore versus Veer. because the Mount Pleasant Tivoli game is not happening.
So Portmore versus Veer. Okay. It should be an interesting fixture. Veer have lost. You have what? 1 point from it. They drew their first game and they lost the second game to Cavalier. Portmore would have drawn their first game and they didn't play the last match day. So both teams are on 1 point. Portmore have a game in hand. Like I said, I'm not too keen on the Veer team, to be honest. Based on what I saw from the Cavalier game, it doesn't look as if Veer would have brought in a lot of players. Portmore would have brought in some players. I mean, they brought in Rowan Beadle from Waterhouse. They brought in Tevin Scott from Harborview. So they would have done better in the market in terms of bringing in players to help to secure their team, shore up their team really. And Portmore have 6 Caribbean players. They have 6 overseas-based players. Sorry, overseas Caribbean. So I'm thinking Portmore would have the advantage in terms of the experience of bringing in players who have played at the international level before, and the fact that they would have done better in the transfer window. And and I don't think that Veer would have improved a lot in terms of bringing in players. And like I said, I think the fact that the Veer coach is still coaching the Manning Cup now is kind of taken away from his ability to be that efficient at his club. So I don't think this game is going to be a high scoring game. I'm picking Portmore to win by 2-0.
Okay, I'm going to go 2-1.
Okay.
Just because I think like these are like familiar teams. You know, Linval Dixon, former Portmore player. So I'm going to
coach.
And coach as well. So I'm going to go 2-1. Kind of Clarendon origins for both teams. So I'm going 2-1 in this game in favor of Portmore. I think Veer finds a way to get a goal in this one.
Okay.
All right. And then we have not discussed Falkland, Humble Lion.
Oh, so that's a Monday night game. No, that's a Sunday game.
Yeah, that's a Sunday game. We missed that one.
Effortville that's going to be played.
Yes.
Okay. So like I said, I've not necessarily seen the Falkland team, but I've seen the Humble Lion team. Like I said before, they look a lot fitter than they were last season. Falkland still trying to find their footing in the Premier League, still searching for their first point of the Premier League season. Traveling to Effortville, Humble Lion will be having the home crowd advantage, and the fact that they did look a lot better, they looked good against Mullines. I mean, had it not been for those 2 unfortunate defensive errors, the game could have gone a totally different way. So I'm picking Humble Lion to win this game by 2-0 at home against a struggling Falkland team that is inexperienced at the Premier League level.
Yeah, I think Humble Lion will win because the truth is Humble Lion looks a whole lot better this season than in the last 2 seasons with the same players, which is speaking about better conditioning. I think it is also good that the coach, his team was eliminated from the Manning Cup competition, which has given him more time to spend with his Humble Lion team. Though it is O'Neill Bigger Thompson that is calling the shots from what we see on the sidelines. But I just
Bigger Thompson was a collaboration.
Yeah, but I just think like this Humble Lion team are they have some defensive frailties, but Xavier and Virgo continues to be a threat. I don't know. I just feel like they always find a way of getting the job done. You think they're not going to score, you think they're not going, and then they just turn up and they do something to surprise you. So I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with Humble Lion to win this one by a 0-0. That's how I'm calling it. A 0-0 to Humble Lion. Yeah. So I think that would complete our fixtures for this round. But anything you have noted from the league so far? Anything that is interesting that kind of stand out to you? Any surprises? Any disappointments so far? Just so people to know, I understand that the jerseys, the club jerseys, are out now. We have Mr. Speed who has joined us and thing. Brian.
Yeah, man. We said the boss make a late arrival.
No, what happened is that I told him. I'm getting a feedback somewhere. Where?
Yeah, Mr. Speed is probably listening to two devices.
You know, I actually told him 2:30, but I sent him the link early, so maybe he's just getting onto it. But
but today are Friday mornings. Remember, I have to do other things.
Right up, be a big check on sign transfer thing and all them things. Yeah, the speedy one slow down today. You understand me? But Brian, just take him through the fixtures for him to give his thoughts and give me 5 minutes.
So we would have looked at all the fixtures that would have come up for the weekend. So the first one we looked at was Mullines Umberline. What is your prediction? Mullines Mobe, sorry. I'm not hearing you. If you're talking, you're muted.
Where is the match? It's going
Stadium East.
Mullines. I give Mullines the edge. Although Montego Bay have a really good team. You know what? May I put it back to a jaw? Because Montego Bay, no. Sorry. May I give Mullines the edge on this one? Because I was told that Waterhouse missed about 8 easy chances when they played Montego Bay. Waterhouse don't usually travel well anyway. So it's not probably an indication of how strong Mobe is. And Mobe will put up a good show in there. Duke is very good defensively. A 1-0 victory. Look like a Duke victory. So I'm still going to go with Mullines. They look like they have a like a wolf pack there going. And I think they could pull it out again.
Okay, fair enough. I think Munnings selected Mobe 1-0 and I called a draw.
Okay.
Next game, Cavalier, Sheffield Maroons. The wounded Maroons coming to the Stadium East complex.
Right. So we lost probably our two best players. King and Atkins is not here. Ming returns. So we have a return. We almost lost Jaden White because they were looking for another goalkeeper. But thankfully, unfortunately for him, good for us, he's still here. We believe that my prediction that Cavalier will win. I'm not sure what the scoreline is, but Cavalier would have returned to Stadium East for 2 years, almost 2 years. So we hope to have a welcome winning return there. So I expect it to be about 2-0 tomorrow.
Fair enough. That's the scoreline, Munnings, and I agreed on. The next game we looked at was who is playing at Arnett again?
Most likely Arnett, but I can check.
Arnett is playing. Let me check it. I was just looking at it.
Arnett is playing against Waterhouse.
Yeah, but the first game is Dunby Olin versus Arborview.
Arborview, yeah. That will be a really good set of games on Sunday.
What are your thoughts on that game?
Right. So, which one? The Arborview Dunby Olin?
Yeah, that first one.
So, Arborview would have been inactive for a week. And when we look at some of the records against inactive team, they always fail to win the game when they come back and play. Very rarely they ever get a win. Dunby Olin has, literally strengthened their team significantly. I don't think Dunby Olin is weaker, this year than last year. They're probably at the same strength or more. I know Peter Marega will not be in the lineup though, but they have ample replacements. So, but I'm not sure yet how good Arborview is. Arborview don't have Trayvon Reid in their lineup in the last game. I don't know if he'll be in this game. They have Nicholas Hamilton, who's a good goal scorer. Colorado Murray is away.
Colorado Murray.
They lose Colorado Murray, he'd be away. But I didn't think Colorado is as prolific as he used to be when he was at Waterhouse or Tivoli Gardens. So I'm not gonna be missing him too much. You have people who score more often than him still in the team. So I am going to go with Dundee by the smallest of margin, 1-0 or 2-1.
Okay, I think Dundee will be losing McGregor and Ricardo Thomas.
Yes, both of those players will be out. Yeah, Ricardo will be out. But I'm going to still give them the edge. I think they have brought well, and they'll have some good players at their disposal, and I'm just gonna still give them the edge. For one of the reasons I wasn't able to assess how good Above You is because beating 2-0 to Chapitan Maroons, I didn't think it was that impressive. It looked impressive, but when you kind of factor in Chapitan Maroon look like they are kind of not very well.
They're struggling to they look like they're struggling.
I still will give him the edge.
Yeah, I was telling Management that Chapitan Maroon is not necessarily the best position to use to gauge where a team is based on how I saw them in the Tivoli game. They don't look like a team that is being coached by the teacher. They just look completely out of sorts in the Premier League. I'm not sure what would have contributed to that.
Well, I think they were saying that they were trying to rely on the school team, but there's a lot of issues there because
but I'm telling Management that I don't even know how that's going to work because you can only use 5 amateur players.
Exactly, and if you use more than 5, the player become ineligible, and you're going to lose the points. So there's no way you can carry 15 man from a school team and say they're going to be in the Premier League team unless you give all of them contracts, and I don't see those players signing contracts at this particular point. So let us see what happens.
Yeah. So the next game after that would be Arnett versus Waterhouse.
Yeah, I think this one, I've seen Waterhouse play and I've seen Arnett Garden play. The problem with both of these teams, and I'm going to score it at draw, but this is the problem that I have with both of those teams. They actually play very fast. They end-to-end stuff. So the game is exciting, but it is more like nobody would take off a little bit of pace off the ball and start to think of the opponent really. So, and that is why I'm going to, anything can happen, just like what happened in the game where in the Boom El Clasico. I think they're just going to be playing until it pit out to a draw somewhat. If there's ever a win, I think Arnett will get the win, but I'm going to call it a draw. I think Waterhouse have a very, very good offensive team. I don't think they play well defensively, but offensively they are so good. They have a lot of top players who can score goals. As against Arnett, who has less players who can score goals. I think Waterhouse firepower is more potent, but again, I think they're just rushing the game just a little bit too much. I need to just back off of the ground, and I think they'll do much better. So I'm gonna score it a draw, 1-1, maybe 2-2, but that's it.
Okay. And the last game was Humberline versus Falkland at Effortville.
Well, yeah, I think I have to give Humberline the edge here. So going into, let me tell you, Humberline team aging, but they are very good players. That's the difference. They might be aging.
And they look a lot fitter.
Right. They're aging, but they are very good players. Now, that field that they're playing on is kind of small. It's one of the smaller fields, right?
And they've got their training pitch.
And they train on it. So I don't think the age is going to affect them a lot. I think they'll be able to play very well on this pitch. And these players are players who know how to win because they have done it over the years in other teams, So Falkland, coming off a good first game, which but I just don't believe Falkland will be able to go into the farm. And there's no peas and corn on that farm. and come out there with anything else than a loss. So I am going to back Cumberland to win this game too. It don't matter the score, it could be 1, it could be 2, but Cumberland gonna come out here. It could be 2-1.
Yeah, I picked Cumberland to win by 2 goals. So yeah.
Yeah, could be 2, could be 1, but they're gonna come out with that.
Yeah. Yeah, but Mr. Speed, I don't know if you touched on this, but one of the things that people ask, I know we probably can go quickly over this game, the postponed game between Mount Pleasant and
Mount Pleasant and Tivoli Gardens.
And Tivoli Gardens, right?
Yes, Tivoli Gardens is on top of the league.
Yeah,
Mount Pleasant.
I think it was Pesa who first asked that question because
Right.
he's very disappointed that the game has been put up because it's 4 Mount Pleasant players, right?
It's
Is that
really
correct?
5. Because Doxley gone. There's a game that is played by St. Lucia. I think is on the 9th because even Vino Bartlett asked me to if he could stay and play the game before he comes back. So there's that game on the 9th. That
Okay.
So they lost 5 players. But when I see, the squad that Mount Pleasant have, I mean, I've played in match where I've lost 5 players and it didn't matter. I went and played. I mean, but when I
Yeah,
see
but
the squad,
your job is not on the line.
it is because you might not believe why you think Cavalier performs so well. The director sit down with me and we work out what we're going to achieve each year, and I've achieved them, so they can't say we must be fired. But and people don't believe that, but it's actually true. We have a 3-year plan, and we say we're going to do this, and this, and it's something that we work.
No, I believe you have a 3-year plan. Is the firing part? No, it's hard. I find it hard to believe.
But
because it's been the fire in the man. It's even all in the fire.
Why would you fire somebody who produce? One of the plan was to go to
really.
Yeah,
what is the name of the Chelsea manager that won? What's the name of the Chelsea manager that won the Champions League?
Thomas Tuchel.
No, not Thomas Tuchel. Di Matteo.
Di Matteo, yeah, Di Matteo.
Man, they are 2 different class, man. I'm just saying
that because you run a club.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that every target them get to me, I made them. So that is not a question. And I'm sure if I was at any other club, nobody would fire me either. So don't bother with that. I am doing it good enough to retain my job.
Okay.
But one thing I know is that, I'm sure they have 3 strong in every department. I'm sure. Am I sure? Man, this is I am sure sports.
We spoke about that and we discussed that. We think there's ample replacement. Now that Doxley is gone, they may be short at centre back.
No.
Because 2 of their centre back, Prince Christie is gone, Joel is gone, Doxley is not there, Topi is not there. That's 4 of the centre backs.
Yeah, but they have Richie, Richie and
Big Dog.
That's only 2. So yeah.
And them have Bongo.
Bongo is not a centre back, man. And remember, the coach actually wanted to part ways with Rankin.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know about that part, man.
Yeah.
You would be the best person to know that.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I am sure. Brain Drain says I am uncertain.
Anyway, I just hope that in the season something like this don't happen and a couple of players them out because in some instances.
But they're actually complying with the rules though. 5 players and you can get a call off.
I think the rule is 4. It's not even 5. I think the rule.
Yeah, I think it's 4.
But management, I just want to make this point. They didn't have to release Doxley doing it because it's not a FIFA window.
Okay.
So
he has been released?
I heard.
Okay.
But I'm saying they didn't have to release him because it's not a FIFA window. So if you wanted to play, they could have kept him and said, no, I'm not releasing him because it's. So I'm just saying, I'm just disappointed that the match is not being played. But they have all the rights to exercise their option. But what it does tell me that you're a little bit afraid, Mr. Management. You're a little bit afraid.
I am afraid
of Tivoli Gardens. It's not like
how management get tangling at this bungle.
You're the big number 1 supporter. So what you want me to say?
Yeah, but I mean, the coach may have other reasons. They may have injury concerns. You don't know. You understand me? They may have other players who are going to be out, and he weighed the option and felt like this would have been the best option. They have also been hampered in terms of their preparation by the inclement weather in St. Anne, because there has been rain for several days, and they may have looked at that too and said, listen, we haven't been able to prepare properly. We have these players going away. We have some players injured. Let us just let this game go and then make it up down the road. That could be a viable and a reasonable option as well.
You might be right. I'm not.
Yeah.
You might be right. It's fine.
Jason gonna say afraid. Why would Tapa be afraid with the squad that he has, though? I don't think he has any reason to be fearful, Jason Bona. I think he has a strong enough squad. I still believe that they could play Tivoli with the players that are here and get a positive result.
So yeah, you agreeing with
No, I'm not agreeing that he's afraid. I'm just saying that I don't know the fulsomeness of what led to this particular decision. And unless I can get someone, let me see if we can get a representative from the club, to find out if they have other factors as it relates to the Mount Pleasant being out. But
well, the truth is, you have to remember, saying to me, the players that you have at Mount Pleasant is only one player I see at Tivoli Gardens who could actually, they would consider to carry down to Mount Pleasant. Just one. And based on that fact, I think you would still have more firepower.
Mullins, I'm going to leave and join on my computer here.
Yeah. But also, Mr. Speed, which one of the games? I mean, you also have a very big clash between Waterhouse and Arnett Gardens, big game, and Dumby Holden. Couldn't they have shifted one of those games in the slot that Mount Pleasant was on for that TV game, the Monday? Because the Mount Pleasant game was supposed to be a Monday night game.
Yeah, but remember, it sounds easy, but a lot of coaches, they have a periodization plan when they would have load the players and not load them. So some in the past, people just say, yeah, shift it. But now a lot of coaches not doing that. They are saying, no. I load them up on Thursday. I know you're telling me to shift it on Friday. I'm not shifting anything because I'll be at a disadvantage. So some of those things would have gone in,
Yeah, but I'm wondering if the suggestion was made to any of the teams playing on this Sunday, if they would prefer to play the game. And just because Monday night is one of the big marketing tools used by the...
No, I agree. I agree.
But I'm just saying... It's losing revenues.
No, I agree. I'm just saying that a lot of teams would probably refuse to play because how they prepare for this. I mean, if Mount Pleasant, just for the same reason that Mount Pleasant might have, they're not at their best, so they don't want to play. A lot of teams will believe that they will not be at their best based on their preparation to change a day in when they play. So, I mean, some coaches wouldn't be fearful. Some coaches are...
Why are you using that word fear? Who says it has anything to do with fear?
No, but a lot of time when people make decisions is because of a reason. And one of the main worst reasons is fear. They don't want to do anything that will jeopardize them winning or So, but some coaches will do it. But I don't know if people were approached and they turn it down. But nobody approached our club. So we're playing on Sunday.
Yeah, but I think maybe, I don't know if by the end of the day, but maybe the approach could be made because I know that one of the big marketing tools, and I understand that even the new supporters jerseys, they are out now. So with all of those things, and I think it is important that Monday night game, something be done, because you didn't have any last week Monday, and I think those things should have been brought into consideration. And maybe there should be a time, like how much time does a team have before they can opt out of a game, and was it the request made within that window? Because that is the next important thing to ask. Because shouldn't the request be made, I believe, with ample time for the schedule to be adjusted, especially again because Monday nights are one of the marketing tools that the organizers use. And if that be the case, if you're going to cancel the game, you should do it probably from Wednesday, the latest, so that the organizers can try to shift the schedule to play a next top game that Monday night.
No, but in fairness with everybody, remember that the game, when the squad was released, would have been the time that the club officially know that they're going to be losing 5 players or 4 players.
Okay. So they didn't know until yesterday.
Right. So in fairness to them, I think that would have been the case.
But wouldn't the clubs have been contacted by the JFF way before? So they would have known that these players were a part of some initial call-up way before.
Oh, yes,
the squad
definitely.
was released.
Definitely, yes.
That's what I'm saying. So if they knew that, listen, we could be losing 5 players, part of the rule should be that from that point, you put in the request so that the organizers, and I'm saying this because if it were a Sunday game, I could understand. But because there was no Monday night game last week, Monday, and basically you're not going to have any this week.
You're right, and it's a problem because what that does in our marquee event is kind of setback.
Major stream of income. Yeah,
whole progression of building the support and building the hysteria and building people expectations of going to this Monday night game and want to do it again. You know, we are creatures of habits, and once you cut the habit, sometimes people just don't bother. So yeah,
especially the launching of the new merchandise and all of that. And so when they begin to advertise those things and people are getting excited, and this is, you understand me, it's I think it's just a big weekend in terms of the JPL because you have, and I want you to hear your thoughts on this game, Waterhouse versus Arnett Gardens. That's the repeat of the Boom El Clasico. You understand me? I know there's no money to be won at the end of this game, but there's pride to be restored having lost out, Waterhouse lost out on 500,000. They may want to, you understand me, beat the Junglists to kind of let them know you win the money, but we are still the boss around here. What are your thoughts on that game?
No. So you're 100% correct. I mean, when we defeated Waterhouse in the finals the year before, a match after that they beat us, and we said, okay, you win. Them said, no, we didn't want to win this match. We wanted to win the finals. So you're right. The Boom Classico, although you know the prize money was $1 million and $500,000 for second place, so they would have been out of $500,000. I'm sure that they have put that behind them already and really just want to win the 3 points because Waterhouse is not in their usual position at the top of the tables, and I'm sure they want to get back there. So I don't think they care about the money. I don't think they care about that Classico. That is not even a part of what the Waterhouse is looking at this particular point, except probably to come up with a meta to defeat Arnett Gardens. So I just believe they want to win. So, you know, these matches has always been high intensity, high intensity games between Waterhouse and Arnett where them just go at each other end-to-end stuff. And I expect the same come Sunday night. I won't be able to see it though.
Waterhouse losing a key piece though, Kemar Foster. And I understand that Nash is still out in surgery and the Chambers is not there, so they could be left short in goal. Yes,
that's a big miss for them. Kemar Foster is probably one of the best keepers in the Premier League, so I don't know who's gonna go in the goal for Waterhouse, but no, you say
it. Pantan, I think the name of the player is Michael Pantan. I think his name is. He was.
No, that you said that inexperience might play a factor in the game.
Yeah. Before the game says, I nominate Manningsman to head JPL leadership. JPL is being just say a new general manager. Thank you before the game. But the other big game is the repeat of the finals.
Yes.
Dunbeholden versus Harborview.
Right. So Dunbeholden lost 2 players, Harborview lost 1. I think
Dunbeholden lost Ricardo Thomas and Peter McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Peter McGregor hasn't played all season.
I know, but he would have been able to help.
Yeah.
Well, So I am thinking that, and Colorado Murray, I am thinking that Colorado Murray is not as prolific, as he was when he was at Waterhouse or Tivoli Gardens.
Yes.
So Peter McGregor was hot for the early part of the season and just faded away. So I would say that
lots of injuries.
Yeah, I would say that a straight swap to both teams, straight blow. I would swap them out. Ricardo Thomas at left back could make a difference. I think he would make a difference. So that would be a blow to Umberland. That would be to Dunboyne. That would be a big blow to Dunboyne. Now, Harborview, I thought their tactic against Dunboyne was spot on in the final. I just saw it on TV though, so I might not be so right, but I thought they were spot on, and I think they have a very good idea of how to keep all their own against a team like Dunboyne. Problem is Dunboyne has changed coach. Harborview has retained the same coach, and he has done a magnificent job with the Harborview team. But for some reason, I think with the acquisition of like one left from Waterhouse and Benbow from Waterhouse.
They also have Stephen Barnett, I think his name is. Stephen Williams.
Stephen Barnett from Tivoli Gardens.
Yeah, and Cardell Benbow. So they really still have a potent, and Nikai Christian is still there.
Nikai Christian is still there. And they have added a centre half too to their ranks, a good centre half. I can't remember what his name. And McCarthy is still there. I just have to give them the edge by the odd goal.
Okay, so you're picking Dunboyne. I just want people to know that the game actually ended. Both of those games, the El Clasico game went to penalties.
Yeah.
And the Premier League finals went to penalties.
Yeah.
So you can't even use that to say like this, you understand, because they were drawn games. So no team really gave up except when you get to penalties. And I think, I could see both of these games. Watkins is a new centre back. Thank you, Fresh God.
And he's competent. I saw him play. So I don't know. When I speak to the people from Dunboyne, they didn't miss the captain. They said this guy was a good enough replacement. I don't know if it's true, but that's what they say.
Well, we'll see as the league progresses. Yeah. I haven't seen Trayvon Reed as well since the start of the competition, and he was very instrumental in this Harborview team. The thing with Harborview is that they have kept their same defense. I think Dyer is not there. Isn't Dyer away?
I don't know, but I think they have.
I think he's away in Antigua because you notice that Breckenridge who started for them in the last game and Talbot came on.
They also have the captain, Wellington, who is a decent enough centre after. So I don't think Dyer is a big miss for them. And they still definitely improved their team after selling those couple of players. They really. I don't think they lost anything except for Demara Phillips, which I think is a big loss for any team.
Yeah, but not really. I think the loss of Kim Bailey. I think Bailey was an important player for them coming off the bench, especially when he was fit. Kimone Bailey.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I mean, he wouldn't have started most of the time. So the biggest problem for Dunboyne would be how the players are reacting to the new coach after Harold Thomas did such a magnificent job with them over the last season. So let us see what that will look like.
You have a tricky encounter. You go up against the young guns, the new team, the team probably just as young as your team. I don't know if they are younger, but they have a lot of young players out there at Chapperton Maroons. You will be without your best defender for the couple of games they have played and your best offensive player. Busy Atkinson and Richard King. Kyle Mean returns after serving a 1-game suspension. How you think you're going to be able? Because you turned W 1 week, you were AAA, now you're AA. How is that going to work?
So let me just tell you this, is that there is no team in the world, professional team, that is as young as Cavalier team. None. Don't even bother mention it. In the world. Don't even bother mention it again. That team that you're talking about have a 40-year-old keeper. That would be like the age of 3 of my
Chapperton Maroons?
Yes.
A 40-year-old keeper?
At least 40.
Who tell you that?
Me not ask you. So there's no team in the
No, man, the
country.
Capital Maroon keeper is not 40, man.
All right.
Who is that keeper? Is
How
that
old is
you two just played a couple? The one with the black thing over him is 20 something, like 21.
You're crazy. At
Yeah.
least 40. Are very close.
Fresh guy, check that out for me. Capital Maroon keeper. All right, go ahead, continue.
So there's no such thing as a team younger than Cavalier team anywhere in the world. That's not possible. But they are not bad. I see they're trying, you know, a lot of inexperience. But as you know, tactic is very important. There's what you call match resistance, and people will come and try to play Cavalier in a different way. Everybody play Cavalier a different way based on what they expect us to do. The good thing about having a team that have a lot of young players, especially when they're young, players are able to return that you didn't know, that you sometimes you get players that you didn't expect to return. So we have Orlando Russell, who is back with us.
Orlando Russell?
Yeah. I'm sure that's what his name is. They call him Kaka, that used to play for Wolmer's with Allen and Webster. You know that player?
Okay.
So he has returned. He's a forward and he has tremendous pace. Tremendous pace. Probably pretty close to what.
When you say return from injury or return from overseas?
Overseas.
Okay.
He has tremendous pace and he almost as fast as, I think he's more rapid than Atkins. He's probably just as rapid as Colin. So it suits us fine. As you know, one of the players that come from the Mount Pleasant Academy probably starting tomorrow. He has been having a good, wonderful time.
So Mount Pleasant Academy helping Cavaliers, man?
Well, we help them a lot. They have Bongo and Tuopi and Nick all of those guys that come through, and Daxley, so, you know, and Sigri, all of those players played for Cavalier before, so we have helped them a lot. So he could make his debut. So we're not really worried about the game. We know it's gonna be rough without two of our best players, but as I say, you know, we're not afraid of anybody. Even if they had gone with Jedin, would have played same way. And if they had gone with a foot, Webster too would have played same way. We're not into asking for these postponement thing. We just give other players opportunities to play. So that is where we are. So we're not worried.
Okay. I see a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the starting team will have 6 players who's 20 or under. 2 23-year-olds and the rest of the 22-year-olds. So that is the type of team we're starting. The average age of our team is 19. So we're using an average age of Manning and Costa Cup. That's the average age that we're using.
So you're saying that at the average age of 19, Cavalier has the youngest professional team in the world.
In the world.
Average age 19.
19.
Not in Jamaica, not just in the Caribbean. You're saying in the world.
In the world. Professional team.
Okay.
And that's what we're playing with. And we're not worried about any team or who plays. We're going to play against them. And that is the type of, and you know what Cavalier mean. The meaning of the name. We're not afraid.
Okay, so before the game, I hear that they are 19. I think before the game, he's doing some research to check to see that you're being fact checked right now, you know. Understand, to make sure.
Tell him to go to because him can go on the wrong site and see the wrong things. CAS, that's the name of the site. You can fact check it.
Nitro is saying that, that is good, Mr. Speed. All right. Mr. Speed, me love how Colin Anderson start the season. Represent Cavaliers, bro.
Sorry, it's not CAS, it's GSA, Global Sports Archive. Just go there and you can see it for yourself.
Global Sport Archive. Let me check that out, you know, because we want to make sure that it's very factual and credible information. We want to make sure.
This is Iron Sport, you know, why else you expect? So for Colin Anderson, we know he was at Mullines and then he went to Arnett and then he came over to us.
Global
Sports Archive.
Sports Archive.
I don't know if they put the average age, but if you see the age of the team, you will understand what I'm talking about. You'll see the age of the team.
All right, football, soccer. Okay, so when you go in there, what you do now? You type in Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Or what you type in? Youngest professional club?
No. You're not going to see that. You just see the age of the players that may have registered for this season. And you realize the average age correct.
Cavaliers?
Cavalier.
FC in Jamaica. All right. So, plus JD in white, I see the roster.
Yeah, just look on the roster and look on the age and you see. The two oldest players are 23.
Yeah, but what I want to know is that how you...
You can't add them up. J. Light Smith at 6.
What I'm asking is that, based on that though, how do you calculate that it is the youngest team in the world?
Oh, there's other programs that other things that have it, but you can't get in there. So I'm not even bother. There's other sites that are closed where you're getting football information, but you can't get in there. But if you look on all of these people are missing J. Light Smith at 16 and Mario Grant at 17. All of these players, you can't see the age, Cleve Grant at 19. So if you average it,
So I am not contending the youthfulness of your team. What I'm trying to figure out is how from this I know that it is the youngest team in the world. You understand?
This is not a site where you can see that.
Okay, that's what. Yeah. All right. Levon Harvey is asking you, where is Mitu?
Mitu, I don't know.
No longer a Cavalier player?
He's a Cavalier player, but I don't know where he is. He hasn't turned up for training since he played for he played last year. I haven't seen him play last year for JC. I haven't seen him.
I understand that a former national player is back in the ranks of Jamaica College. Or a national player.
Who is that?
His name is that was just shared with me this morning. His name is Tariq Zimenez.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. So you never give me what you thought on the Chapperton Cavaliers game. You didn't pick a winner, you just said that they're playing good. Yeah. So
No, Cavalier going to win.
Well, we had a scoreline. Now let me hear your score.
I don't know what the scoreline is. It depends on what they turn up with, but I know it's gonna be like maybe 2 clear goals. Oh,
so Brian and I actually predicted a 2-0 victory for Cavaliers. So we on. Yeah, but any other game you think like interesting game to watch?
All the games interesting. It's gonna be very interesting between Mullines and Montego Bay, for the fact that I think last year one came 11th and one came 12th. That was it. So it's always interesting to look at the progression that those teams would have made. Remember, this year is relegation year. 2 teams going down, no matter what, 2 teams going down. So this is where, a lot of people really want to make sure them get points early and stay above the frame. Let me tell you, in this league, you see, once you drop behind, it's difficult for you to run from the back to the top 6 or come out of relegation zone.
Yeah. I mean, my thing though, Mr. Speed, the other thing on the merchandise, I don't understand how, not 1 week gonna come on and say, boy, I am sure sports, we got a promoter of the league, let's give away a jersey today to one of the lucky, you understand me? Let's give away a ticket today to a game. Let's ask a question. Who scored? You understand me? Nothing like that.
We work on it.
Yeah, man.
The manager, talk to the manager. So J. Light Smith is a 16-year-old at a 10 stats. He had to sit out this year because him just got to the school. So he'll be playing Manning Cup next year. He's a centre half. He's the replacement for King. So we're making sure we have those replacements.
What about the defender that you said was a Cavalier player? I think he plays at Kingston High School last season and he scored a goal from almost half line. a defender. Is it Kingston High or KT? Either Kingston High School or KT. Good defender. He was the best player in his Manning Cup team, and he scored a goal from half line again.
Oh, I know we are. No, he didn't even play for his school this year.
Yeah.
And he came to training a couple of times, but it just never worked out. So
yeah. All right. Big up 1738 people. First of 10 super sticker for the day. You know, a Manning's man had to break the mold. A Manning's man has to set the part. You know, big up to the Calabar fan base and the KC fan base. One thing I'll say, the 1738 and the Calabar people always approach with a gift. You understand me? Them always support the channel. Not just by typing, but by giving. Big up Dave Stone. Big up the great 1738. Big up Rabalak, them Monday. You understand me? KC, you don't know already. Wolmers, you don't know already. You understand me? Tight! Yeah. Anyways, Dave Stone and Mr. Speed, I have decided to support Cavaliers and will be purchasing the jersey. However, I am concerned with the number of red cards in discipline. Can fans expect to see less red cards this season? And Dave Stone is over there in the States. So
Dave Stone, you're right. Last year we picked up about 7 red cards, which was just unusual. But you know what was funny? Every time there's a
and you get one already this season.
Yeah, every time there's a teaching with the referees, they show the Cavalier cards and say these cards shouldn't be red. So I just telling you that Dave Stone said it is used. My red cards are used mostly for the teaching to say why is that a red card. So just giving you an idea. I was shocked when I go to a referee presentation and it is my club. I'm showing the red cards. Them I said the ref shouldn't give them. I was kind of shocked, but we're not in discipline. Maybe so. There was a player who got 2 of the red card. And from him get the red card, I'm cutting because that's not our style. Because we used to go like years without getting a red card, like years. We were usually the best. We call the most disciplined team every single year. So it just happened in a little period of time for us, but that's not us. You're not gonna see much more red card. Not to mention. Sometimes it's not just coaching. When we find out that we're having issues with some of those things, we give them lessons, and we started to do that to kind of make sure so we're not getting a red card. Show them the benefit of not getting it, and how it affect their careers and affect our team performance. So Dave Stone or that one too tough.
And Nitro say, I thought Mount Pleasant would have been younger than Cavaliers FC given their academy. But no player from the academy made the squad at Mount Pleasant in their last game. It's very strange how this Mount Pleasant thing operates, because they have their better players playing in the Costa Cup. And so I'm wondering, how do you get them sold? Like the whole strategy, I think to me is we want to prove that we can win something to people more than let's build players. And I just think like the whole approach to it, because I would think by now, there's no academy player since Mount Pleasant. Well, maybe Devante Campbell is the only one who has cemented his place in the team.
So, Nitro, it is the registered players in the Premier League squad now, the 30 players that you register in the squad. That is what the age is. That age is used to decide who is the youngest professional team. But Manning's man not telling you the truth here. There's 3 academy players from Mount Pleasant in the Cavalier squad. So
no, man, that's Cavaliers. Me about, no, man, I'm saying Mount Pleasant. You go to Cavaliers. I'm talking about Mount Pleasant. I don't understand the overall strategic plan that they have. If you're building players and when they get 16, 17, you discard them, they are no longer with you, then what is the point? Why not just buy at 17, 18? Why build them and release them and don't get them back? I mean, so many. I can talk from one of their most successful youth teams. No player from that is there. None. They are left.
So, Romaro, I'm glad you tell me about my selector. So, when we have a next game, we just bring him across and make him deal.
Oh, he's a selector.
Yeah. If once him become a selector, that's it. Him just not going to be strong enough to play because the bleaching and football does not.
I wonder if he has followed the other Tivoli Garden player.
Exactly.
Who is also a selector as well, and decided, to to select. I'm done with the football. Mr. Speed, that is impressive that you can compete with such a young roster, 19.9 on average. FC Meta Latvia is one of the youngest lineup as well, with a 20.6 years on average. You tell her that before the game was going to do is investigation,
Them not put in some of my young. So like Cleve is a 19-year-old. Ronaldo Bart is a 16-year-old. Jay Lightsmith is a 16. Omar Grant is a 17. Those would have carried on my average somewhat, but they're not putting those people age. Remember, they just can't believe the person was putting the data. So that are the player age.
Yeah. Big up an ex-Calabar man, Jason, in the building. One more, Romeo Lawrence, Calabar Ramanins, Calabar Ramanins, dominating the space. Mr. Speed, how did you acquire those players from Mount Pleasant, and what are the names?
We have an ex-Calabar man, Omar and Henry. Well, he leave Calabar now, so but he was a former Calabar in our lineup. So yeah. Romar, you can't expect him to tell you the secret. Relax them, man. Sure, just what are the names? One of them is Ronaldo Bart. I think he's the best one out of the academy ever. Let me see the other one. I don't see them. They don't even post up the other one yet.
You know what I realized, Mr. Speed? Somehow you and the players them from West don't get along.
Really?
Yeah, man. There was a player called Shuttleford. Remember, he was at Cavaliers.
Of course, man, didn't get along.
No, man, I mean in talking in terms of them wanting playing time and them want to playing time. Then Mito, now you have one called Tavar. Them struggle to stay in the Calabar setup, to stay in the Cavalier setup. That's just the truth. I don't know why. Maybe Western football is different from the brand of football that Cavaliers play.
Probably.
It takes time to adjust to it. Because
adjust to the Western football?
Huh?
Adjust to the Western football, or they must adjust to Cavaliers?
No, what I'm saying that because they play in the Western leagues, which is a completely different kind of play from sometimes Kingston. Because Kingston play a lot of skill. Western players develop on knocking that ball long, using pace and power, try to kick it and thing, no heap of fancy stuff. I think maybe that is causing a little difficulty in them,
I think you should talk to them since you know all of them.
No, I don't know. I'm just asking. Remember that I'm just a flagger. I'm not a coach.
You're not. So,
just a flagger.
So the truth is that one of the problems we'll find, not just in Western football, it's because you know those, but the truth is we'll find with some of the players they like to run. And,
there you go.
And the game, you just can't run all the time. Our team is more technical. So our team is usually fast, skillful, and technical, very technical players. Those are the players who go for. So you find that players who have all three will always play. Players who have two will play more than a player who just have one. So that is really the problem.
Yeah. All right, we have Brian back. But people, listen. Hey, big up on ex-Calabar, man. You see it when them sending the super sticker, super chat, them do it in the color of them school, so we know. So, yeah, man. But said Dave Stone, you send the thing in a yellow, a blue blood we representing us. So careful now, what kind of yellow thing that and a stats, a yellow and a stats we are going to beat tomorrow, So don't make it happen again, All right, but per people, you must know it is Super Friday. So we need to get some more likes on the video, right? And like and share, and then also make a super chat, super sticker, and support the channel on this Friday. Mr. Speed is
some of your players them homesick,
Yeah, I was wondering that. I was wondering if they take a little while to adjust to life away from friends and family, if that is the case. But let me ask you. I mean, how important is Brian? You're back with us, right?
Yeah, Munnings. What wrong with your part of the place, brother? Every minute like God on my place, I'm bridging.
No, me have light, man. Where I know you. I wish more tell you them, man.
I don't tell bridging. Every minute like God on my place, I'm bridging.
Yeah. That's right, brother. We tell you, I tell you, when you reach coming down this side, Mr. Speed, no tell him, man, you link me, man, and you go Moon Palace, brother. Where you go a motel go do? Now Moon Palace, if you stay, no power cut can't play, so brother.
Yeah, I'm at an Airbnb, brother.
Then you know must have power cut, brother, Moon Palace if you stay, brother. And then you come stay at Airbnb and you link me. You don't link me. And me have the franchise. Mr. Speed, tell the man say we have the franchise by Airbnb. The man no ram. Okay, don't make it happen again, bro. When you come in this side, we have them have a fingertip. Bam, bam, bam. Where? You want beside beach, you want pool. What? Just link with brother and we just drop in one right away. All right?
All right, boss.
Yeah, but Romario Lawrence says, seems like we have to go change from Portmore to Cavalier. Have to support the Calabar man them. And then
Romario.
Lavan Harvey says, Mount Pleasant, start them off, send them to Speed to finish them off, and then sell them back to Mount Pleasant.
Hey, Leon Harvey, you look like you study economics, you know. That's your thing. You know, so.
And then Nitro is asking if you have a pension scheme for your player. And this is coming out of the interview. A lot of persons have seen it, but I didn't know about it, about Dennis Tyler Banks. Talking about the plight that he's under. And I know that the unsung ones, and I keep on telling people, like, you know, are planning on helping. I guess out of that video, people are saying that what happens to the players when they stop playing football? Do you have anything, because I know you're into the whole credit union business, do you have anything to kind of help to take care of the players' well-being when football is done and dusted?
Usually when them stop play for Cavalier, then young same way. The oldest player is 23. So we don't really have pension in our mind at Cavalier. What we try to do is send the player abroad or send them on to somewhere so they can earn much more money.
Okay, because you don't keep players in the old age, basically.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Brian, you know any of the clubs that operate a pension plan?
No, not that I
Nobody
know.
have no pension plan.
I'm not even about a pension.
Yeah, no club now have pension plan.
Other player can play till them are 60 boss.
Yeah, not even over 60.
Okay. Maybe something that the national team need to probably have for players who have played over a certain amount of games.
Yeah, but if a player play, depends. So what the limit you can use? 50, 100? Usually if a player play.
As I said, based on the amount of games that they play.
But usually if a player play 100 international games or 50, them usually financially okay.
If a player go play overseas and him get proper advice, him alright. If him play overseas for 5 to about 8 years, I think he would be alright after that. His pension wouldn't necessarily be somebody give him a pension, but he would acquire a certain amount of asset, and if he invest wisely, he should be alright. Now I know Dennis Tyler Banks very well. Actually, Dennis Banks is the best, is one of the, I think he's probably the best player I ever coach. But to be honest, some people lead him on the wrong path. I remember the national team called Dennis Banks once, and the person who was his benefactor who was taking care of him to play for the club, tell him say he mustn't go. I remember driving the car and go for him and said, come, and he wouldn't come with me to go to the national team. And at the time, Jamaica was having people like, you know, one name from Moby.
Anglin, Hector Wright, Anglin.
No, Hector Wright. No, them good player them on. Yeah, the right back.
Yeah, nobody call him.
Oh, Stephen Shorty Malcolm.
Shorty Malcolm a play midfield, and Dennis Banks was the perfect player in midfield. In fit, Dennis Banks can't tire one. Fastest pair of feet, score goals, make passes, but them wouldn't allow him never want him just not turn up whenever they call him for the national team. Them call him and just not turn up. And I think that kind of go against him, you know. He never really get to make the amount of money when he could make. But Dennis Banks, as I said, is probably the best player I ever coached. I mean, this is a player in the 89th minute after running the whole pitch. If you go beside him, you don't even hear him breathing. That's the type of machine that guy was. When we used to train, when I reached training, Dennis Banks sweat from head to foot already. The amount of work when do, and then in train as hard as everybody during the training. That was a special player.
Yeah. All right. This is the next question. Brian, what happened to Plummer? Speed, why did you let go Plummer? Speed, did want my little cousin to play for Cavaliers?
What am I ask so much question? One time. I have to check up the question then. First thing, Plummer is okay. I think Plummer leave Cavalier go UE or one thing.
Yeah, he went back to school. He never had nothing to do with football.
He's still at UE at the way, by the way. I think he's
and he played for UE. He was getting a scholarship, people. So that's why I got to UE, and that was better for him.
All right, just letting the people know that Dintil are leading William Nib in schoolboy football action. All right.
So William Nib has conceded the first goal in the season for the season.
Yeah. Big up Kirk Hendricks, Compre, Mobby, man. You don't know. Yeah, man. People, remember it is Super Friday. Please leave a super chat, super sticker, like and share. Calabar has pulled players from Casey and Mount Pleasant in the last week preparing for 2020. One thing within a leader, you can't keep your fingers, you know. Where you have a company platform, come tell the people them, all of them things, you know. Why you need to say this now, leader? Hey, leader, listen. Anytime I see you, you know, I make the man them, hey, do something to your finger. Them. Why you type all of them things? You don't even type them things, man. Just keep the thing a secret.
Yeah. Leader. We're not talking about schoolboy. We're talking about Premier League. Come on for the people in the platform, leader.
That's why they call him the league, you know.
Yeah. Premier League.
Big up Sir Maxwell. Sir Maxwell, please remind them that if you transfer from 2 schools and go to a third one, you can't. All right. Please also remind them. All right, that only 3 transfer players can play.
One present at a school.
No, it's a Casey as well. Speed, I know Tavar Thomas can't make the starting team. You said you lose a lot of players. I am sure sports. Yeah.
Tavar Thomas come from Marino.
Yeah. That's what. I lose a lot of players, but I lose no forward. That's the problem. We still have Colin and I still have Busy. I may have Ian's right. I lose no forward. That's a problem.
Okay. The leader says Romario Lawrence. Oh, Calabar may be acquiring top manager in 2023. Hey, Maxwell, big up yourself, yeah, Maxwell.
Yeah, all right,
boy. He that keepeth his finger, keepeth his life, you know, Maxwell. All right. Before the game says, management, what about players association? Who can assist players with financial planning options? They can also negotiate national team payment, etc. Listen, a player, a big man. You're 25 years old or 20, so you're in a national team. You need to start putting away some money, man. Come on, man. Yeah, get somebody to manage your finances.
Exactly. You need to have, like every other pro, them have a financial advisor, them have their lawyer. Them have them people who then go to for advice, and then the people advise them. But what happens is a lot of players, they don't want to pay for advice, so they get it off a street corner. And just run, come tell them to buy this or buy that, or lose all of their money. I'm
going to bring one of my financial advisors on the platform, because the first time I find myself with $20 million, and this was when I was very young, $1 million. $1 million, them time the $1 million good amount of money. Before I bought anything or did anything, here's what I did. I got a person to tell me what to do. Should I invest in stock market? What should I do? Should I put money in credit union? Which bank? How do I do it? Do I convert it? How much do I put up for rainy day? How much money do I need to have so if I lose a job, I can live the same way that I'm living until I get a next job? All of them things.
6 months, for at least 6 months. And if you have a career that is depending on talent, everybody in the world knows that talent depreciates and deteriorates eventually over time. Your earning power will not do it. Whether he's a singer or he's a footballer, once his talent you use, you're popular for a while at your peak earning power, and then you start to decline. And you have to make sure you take those into consideration when you're spending or how you live.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that when so remember that Launch Legacy, Patrick Reed, has come on and we have financial, and many people have not even sought him. He was willing to give a lot of people, footballers, advice. All right? And they did not take that advice. So you also have that as well, where people don't take the advice, and because he has been on this platform. At least 3 occasions we have had him. I have the man from the BOJ. People, you look at those videos, all 100 and odd views. So at the end of the day, I think the onus is on the people sometimes. You understand me? I hope that the younger players are doing that now. All right?
So Romaro, Manning's man did say 20 million first, but him says...
1 million. No man, 1
You say
million.
1 million. It's not
20 million them tandem. I did look. I did in the early 20s. You
And I
understand
ask
me?
him when get 1 million. I let you ask him, Roman. But I ask him for the up here. So
No. Styler Banks got an injury and the JFF paid to fix his knee and he was to rest. But he was out there playing scrimmage after a couple of days. Poor decision. Big up, leader. Thanks for the info. And Romario Lawrence asking if you keep on talking because he need to know what going on. Calabar.
hey, put a disclaimer on that, well, leader just said, because we don't know if it's true.
All right.
Because
Leader always know some things that him alone know, you know.
yeah, because when I was coaching him, when they call him, nothing never wrong with him. In Kodago, I was playing for the team. Flyers United, I was coaching in St. Catherine.
Brian, you know the Satchel from Stats, the number 7, saw him last week. Very good. I was wondering if he's related to Dasha Satchel, you know. You know him, Brian?
No, I don't know him.
Plays for Stats. You know? Yeah. Cornwall, Kwame, big up yourself. Kwame, I predicted this, you know. Kwame, they tell people who are going, you know, say all Stats in team are getting knocked out, you know. He says Stats are go home, you know. He says Stats not good, you know. So him they talk, you know. He say William Nib not good, you know. And they will go home, you know. So there you go. Cornwall leading, Dintil leading. You understand me? Don't get any score update on the Garvey Masaya game. Adrian Nicholson, later we're talking about EPL. Remember, people, hit the like button, subscribe to the platform. Jamaica footballers, Pesa says, are them own downfall. I am sure sport them splash cash all over the place. And I remember a rainy day. Yeah, but some of the teams have to also have some like Mr. Speed work with the credit union. I would want to believe that all these players have a bank account and have all FIP, family indemnity plan at them time here. Because one thing we know, people are dead, you know. So you always have funeral. So you must have a FIP, family indemnity plan. So you get money to bury your family and leave your money where you are saved.
Well, the truth is, them can't join my credit union because it's a membership thing. But they all have bank account.
Them can't be a member.
No, but they all have bank account. They
so
have
hold
to be
on.
related. Only if they're related to me, then can be a member. You know, all of them can relate to me.
Hold on. Where is that? You have a credit union that only a family member can be a part of it?
No. There's a every credit union has a bond, so it's a specific membership. In other words, so mine are like entertainment and media house and all of those places. So like if you work, a lot of them, like if you work with Cable and Wireless, then you can join Cable and Wireless credit union.
Oh, that's what you mean.
So all of them have a bond. There is a bond. City of Kingston, you have to live in Kingston. So all of them have a bond.
Okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
But it's you who in the band and your families can join.
Okay. I agree before the game says, but the average person doesn't have that knowledge. Them have the knowledge, but then don't want to use it before the game. You understand me? The church leaders need to preach financial wealth. Listen, if you go to church and start talk about money, people them go left and say every day they come to church and be money you talk about. So, I don't know if
money mentioned in the church.
It is a fact, style. All right, observer. I was there. All right, boss.
Send with the leader. Send us the
article.
Story. Yeah, once this.
You see,
yes.
I have interacted with players, you know, who have either gone overseas to play like the USL and them competitions there.
Yeah.
When you see them come back to Jamaica kind of Bridget, you know, the half season, you know. You don't think it's an NBA contract them getting a brother.
Then put down weight.
Some car where the man them driving a brother. And some things where you see the man them doing events in a Bridget. You really and truly have to wonder if somebody really advised them for real.
Yeah. Mr. Speed, listen, what you think about the, you know, what kind of audition is this game just for the level of local football in Cameroon? I mean, how much do you think it will enhance the quality of what is happening locally? You know, if the team does well, given the short preparation time, constructed predominantly of players locally, how important it is for them to do well so that, people can know that if all the players who ply their trade professionally outside of Jamaica are not available, we can find quality locally who can represent at least at some level and be competitive. How important is that as a mandate for the league itself? Because we want to stick to the league and not necessarily a position with the federation, but just the league.
Well, the truth is, we still have a far way to go. It's interesting when I hear some people talk about players playing for Jamaica and the quality players who should play for Jamaica. Even the players in the JPL who are at the top of the game, they still have a far way to go to be able to represent the country at the international level in the important tournaments. But this is really a good stepping stone for them to start, where they will start to get a taste. I'm thinking that the coach is going to use the most experienced players who have been playing before and drop in the local players in the spots that is required. I don't see him going to start all of these younger players in the team. The preparation time, what is good is that our league is playing, so some of them would have had some fitness, and the coach is going to have 3 or 4 days with the players to be able to kind of groom them into what he wants them to do. I don't know what the results gonna be. Cameroon is around 50. I think the Cameroon coach says that he's not playing his best team. He wants to pick some players from this team to make up his World Cup team. So I'm hoping that will level the playing field somewhat. But look here, every time a youngster play, it can only help him in the future. I was talking to one of the coaches, and you see why I always laugh when people tell me that them a scout and them know football and all of that. I always laugh when people think that I'm trying to belittle them or something. But what they have picked 250 players that have Jamaica descent. They have 250 players in a database. You know what they're doing now? They're looking at the trajectory where the player is going to be in a couple years' time to decide who they're going to pick. So you might even see a player now and say, yes, he is a sure pick. If the trajectory don't predict that him going to be the player that they want, they probably won't ever pick him again. So football is so scientific now. And these games will help those local players in the 250, because they are in there to assess where they are going to end up in the next couple of years. So don't look at what's going to happen right now. Just look at what is going to happen down the road.
Yeah. All right. Fresh God is a betting man. He said he didn't get a prediction of the Falkland Humble Lion games, but I think he did. But give it back to him again so he can go.
Humble Lion by the odd goal.
That's 3-2 Fresh God.
Whatever it is, Humble Lion by the odd goal. I think Falkland gonna score, but it's Humble Lion by the odd goal.
Yeah, so Peso with the Mount Pleasant situation, it is 4 players for Jamaica and Daxley for his nation, so that's 5.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, same question to you. How important is this game for just the local league and the local players?
Well, I mean, whenever you get a chance to play international football, it's always a good opportunity. I think it will be an even great opportunity for the players who are playing locally, that they will get an opportunity to see how football is played at the international level, and it will give them a good taste of what is required of them if they want to play at that level. And hopefully now they can come back to their clubs and pass on the information to the other players so they too can develop, and the football will be developed in a holistic way. And also, I mean, if they go there and do well, I mean, persons will see them, and it may be an opportunity for them to leave as well. And also, I mean, if they also do well, then persons will be more inclined to look at the local Premier League. You would have more players getting opportunities. So I think it will be a good opportunity for them. And, it's always going to get to represent your country and stuff. So I don't think it's a bad option. I mean, I think the federation could do more to try and get some of these games, because well, I don't know if you will get teams who are going to the World Cup on a consistent basis to play outside of a FIFA window, but if you can get more of these games, it gives you an opportunity to look at the local players in a more in a more holistic way, as opposed to trying to look at them when we're playing Nations League or Gold Cup or World Cup qualifiers and stuff. And the more international experience and exposure the players get, then the better they'll be at that level. So, I mean, it's also good too that you don't have a totally local squad. You have players who have played overseas as well, so you get the mixture and the balance. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think if you could get more of these games that are financially viable, because it takes a lot of money to go and play games and stuff. If you can get more of these games, I think it will do well for the program.
Yeah, and here's what I think. I know the president hinted at the possibility of one more game being played. Right? Yeah, I think so.
There's no more game for the rest of the year.
Okay. I know he did say that there was some negotiation going on, but thanks for that. Listen, I know Nitro is saying that we need to play some games against teams like the Dominica, but it's a money's game, like I think Brian just said it well. You want to play games, but don't put yourself in a burden. Yeah, you understand me? You want to make sure that when you finish, you're not putting yourself, because the organization, the federation itself is already indebted. So if you're going
to make sure you can pay the players them, so them not riot.
Who is doing that? Is Jamaica inviting Dominica, or Dominica Republic inviting Jamaica? You understand me? That is it. Yeah. I am sure sports. One of my baller, Teshan Hill, son of farmer, Rossies and Seba Star. He is Falkland. Made the team of the round. Good baller. Okay.
I haven't seen the team of the round. Ask him to send it to us.
Pesa, what is the team? Who picked the team of the round?
Yeah, I would.
Who pick it? First thing we need to find out who picked the team of the round. Because we can't pick the team of the round, you know. Let us pick the team of the round.
Yeah. I think you have somebody, those persons that go to the games, like the Instagram pages and stuff.
No, let's pick the team, right?
Oh, you have picked the team, man. But you saw all the games.
Yeah. No, man, you see me have me underground analyst, man.
All right, pick a team, man.
Which you want? What? Just tell me what formation we're working it.
4-3-3.
4-3-3.
Yeah, it's the formation everybody play.
So like somebody name get drop off of that already. All right. So let's share the screen and we're going to go through and pick. This is the team of the round. A 3 astute mind plus a highly football intelligent comment section, especially when you have man like the leader in there. All right, in goal, best goalkeeper of the round.
Jaden White.
Pick the mobile keeper.
Right. OMCFD chat from Waterhouse.
That's it.
What's his name again?
Burton. Davani Burton or Davini Burton or something like that.
Davine Burton. Yeah, Burton. Because it's 2 good goalkeepers they had last season. Davine Burton in goal. All right. Yeah. Left-sided centre back. You go with King and
King and Miguel, man.
Yeah, no man. In a central midfield.
Centre back, you say?
Yes, so now 2 centre back you use. Left-sided and right-sided centre back.
Oh yeah, you can put King there. Yeah.
Richard King and youth from Tinger played very well, from Tivoli.
Pennycook?
Oh,
yeah.
Pennycook. Why am I getting no pressure though?
Well, them win by
because I heard them say that something they played well for Mobile. What name?
Well done.
No man. Graham. Kevin Graham.
Kevin Graham play right back though.
No, centre back. Them same play for Mobile.
So all right.
So it's either one. No matter. You can, I guess.
Let me see what the comments. Kevin Graham or Pennycook or any other name. Bring Cartel out of prison for halftime performance for free.
I mean, he could be Pennycook too. I heard he had a good game.
Yeah, he had a good game. I watched it. He had a good game.
Man, he played well, man. We're just gonna go with Pennycook, all right?
It's a Pennycook.
Odin. Penny.
Let's put their last name. I will put type in that.
Okay, all right. We work with the last name. Bam. All right. We can slide Graham a right back, even though he didn't play right back, but he had an outstanding game. You want to?
Yeah.
Virgo.
Yeah, Virgo played well too, you know.
Best cross-eye ball that right now.
His team lost and Graham team won.
All right.
Right. So you have to use the winner.
Best
You can't see 3 goals. You can't pick nobody for one team. You can't see 3 goals.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah. All right. Left back.
Sigrid.
Mount Pleasant didn't play in the game.
I just testing you.
Sigrid a player.
What's his name play for Cavalier? Gadiel Irwin.
Him come off before or after.
Oh no, him can't make the team then.
But
above you didn't play.
But my left stopper though can't make the team. Louis. Because
Louis Watson?
Yeah, him playing. I see him.
Oh, Louis Watson.
Yeah, but a very good game.
All right. CDM.
What about Ricardo Thomas?
Don't play.
Yeah, man. Don't play Falkland.
And Fabian McCarthy played
no,
well.
Yeah, I think Ricardo Thomas then.
All right. So Fabian.
No, a left back, yeah. McCarthy, but you have to give Ricardo Thomas a left back.
Yeah, Ricardo Thomas.
He would have better than Watson.
No, we're not talking about who better, no, we are talking who played better on the day.
He played, but I don't see the other Watson. I can't.
You want a space between Ricardo and Thomas?
Yeah.
I don't know why you just put the man last name.
Easy no, man. All right, the Tivoli player scored. Well, he didn't score.
Tevin Garnett.
Tevin Garnett played. Yeah, he played midfield for Tivoli and played well. Tevin Garnett.
Marines, you have to go move McCarthy, you know.
Yeah.
Because you have to pick Tyreek Wilson from Mullines, 2 goals, you know.
So when played, him not can play here, man.
No, but you.
One play, man.
So you have to busy.
I know number 16 player.
Busy this right, yes or no?
Oh, okay.
Now up on the left side doing play now.
How kind of one-sided ball are they, man?
The left side in play.
All right. Atkinson. The Tivoli guy that I interviewed was very instrumental, you know, in Tivoli because they scored some goals as well.
Left back in play. I didn't put my top midfield. I'm not sure. But the man on the round are something there, you know. Colin Anderson, you know. So you steal it.
Colin Anderson?
Yeah, that the newspaper have man on the round.
All right.
With the double. So, where's play out there, sir?
Livingston, Mullines, man of the match and a goal.
McCain, man.
All right.
McCain is you from.
McCain play left back pass. That him just say.
No, man,
midfield, you know. They play my midfield, you know. So I'm not sure.
McCain.
Oh, they play my midfield too.
Yeah, they play attacking midfield too.
McCain. Yeah, man. Trevor and McCain in name, man.
I've got changes.
Well, me know say Trevor and McCain. I'm get man of the match, you know, in the game, you know.
In person, me tell you about get man of the match in the Mullines game and score a goal. McCain is scoring a goal.
Yeah, but McCain have an assist.
The man play the position where you have open mannings.
Who?
Russia and Livingston. The man play the position where you have open. That's why I have to take out all them and put in McCain.
So you say Russia and Livingston here, sir?
Russian. R.A. If you want to put McCain, you have to take out one of them, man.
Yeah, well, somebody have to go get drop, you know, because McCain have to make the side. So.
Take out Garnett.
So about Tevin Garnett?
Trayvon McCain.
Me think say, me don't know, the man of the match thing them, me think say, Tevin Garnett play better than McCain.
I'm not going to say him name spell, Mac.
There's nobody taking out. Marlins man said Tevin Garnett play better. So leave him.
Let me see what the comment section I say. Somebody saying about Keno Simpson should be the left back.
From Tivoli?
No, man. Can't overnight to a record, man. McCain had 2 assists in the game, man. McCain was the baller, man.
Yeah, man. Them really the rate him on this day.
Mannings, Mr. McCain have no 2 assists.
At 2 assists, McCain have Tivoli. Unless the people.
Mannings, I watched the game. The first assist came from Garnet. He passed a ball to a player who play on the left. The man cut in and kick the ball and the keeper on. The second goal Tivoli score, Garnet passed a ball to this little youth, him wear number 9, and the man
Trevon McCain.
No, and the McCain in name, brother. Watch back the highlights and the McCain in name, and him cross a ball in the box and think Diego I want him the editing, brother. McCain have 1 assist. Almost the 3rd goal in assist, but not him assist the 1st or 2nd goal.
Say Tyreek Garnet play better than McCain. Though McCain got man of the match.
That's why I say sometimes I don't know how them, but them used to play the man of the match.
Okay.
You know what I say? And a 1 assist McCain have. And I must say last goal.
So let us see if we can make the team of the week bigger, and then the people them can be the judge.
Marlins, I say Dunstan assist the 2nd goal.
How the team they look? How the team look?
I'm going. I guess when we start a more televised game, I guess you'll probably be able to.
Yeah. And just remember, said this game, you don't see 4 teams didn't play it this week. So
that is true.
10 teams.
Yeah.
See, somebody has said it again, man. McCain was his overall standout player in the game, Brian. I tell you, man.
He was the man of the match.
Mannings, that's a Romarline's opinion. You know? Me have a different opinion.
Well, you must have been associated with Cavaliers, yeah, man.
Yeah, but next, no, me I tell you some things like Garnet had played a better game. Me think so, but you can't wrong too.
All right, boss.
Good thing. Colin Anderson scored 2 and set 1. So him them have as the player you know.
Yeah. So that is your team of the round. There you go. All right. Move the comment here so you can see it. See there? Davian Burton, Richard King, Odin Pennicook, Kevin Graham, Ricardo Thomas, Fabian McCarthy, Trevon McCain, Tyreek Wilson, Dwayne Atkinson, Colin Anderson, Rashawn Livingston. Yeah. Yep. No Waterhouse player to make the side.
Waterhouse lose.
Yeah. Waterhouse lost. Portmore didn't play.
Didn't play. Mount Pleasant never played.
Harborview didn't play.
Harborview didn't play.
Okay. All right. So people, listen. Mr. Speed, anything you want to say in closing, and then Brian, you and then we close out the show.
No, just to say that just to say, you know, kind of happy that some games are on this weekend again. Looking forward to another good weekend. So basically that is it. And then we can come back next week again and do this all over.
Yeah. And for people watching, think right now Dinton leading William Nib by 2-0. And the game between Garvey Maceo and Manchester, it has been called off because of a waterlogged field. So at this point, it looked like William Nib heading home right now. So they are down 2 to Dintil, and the game is at Draxall. So the semi-finalists from last year rebounding. All right, Brian, anything you want to say in closing?
Yeah, man. People, go out and support the JPL. Pay to go in. Stop beg ticket and them thing the bedroom. Come for the stream and cost the football too much, and them don't want to support it. Pay $1,000 and go watch some game. That's
it. Really?
Yeah, man. The people don't want to watch a football, man. They just want to come and cost the player them and them thing there.
And they don't want to pay. They want to watch the football, but they don't want to pay.
Or they want to beg and blind and them thing there.
All right. All right, so there you go, people. Thanks for everyone for coming on, being a part of the show. It was a good one, I must say. Thanks to Mr. Rudolph Speed, the man out there at Cavalier. Brian, the man who is out in the North Coast in a motel without any light right now. I don't know how he's managing it.
Airbnb, man. Correct that. Airbnb, the man. No
Airbnb. What is wrong with motel?
No, sir, don't want.
They're expensive motel, you know. I hate motel. No motel. He's at an Airbnb, but there's no electricity. So we're going to make 2 calls and ensure because we have powers up in high places. So we make 2 calls, make sure them check out what is happening so we can get back some light over there. But thanks to everyone for tuning in, for being a part of the show. Yeah. So enjoy the rest of your day. We have the EPL show that is coming up with the one Stan Kroenke. Right, we'll be previewing Arsenal versus Chelsea and talking about Europa League and the draw that is coming up on Monday. I am Manning's man, that is Mr. Rudolph Speed. And when it gets to this point, we normally say to all our reviewers and guests that we are over and we are OUT out of here.
Yo, watch your bad dog, SK New Air this. The body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha! Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.